sponsored by Game Time. It is the best ticketing app, the #1 trusted app for me, and the app that I want you guys to get. It has so many great features, specialized in last-minute deals, and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theaters. It don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA, Pistons, a lot going on. The best part about Game Time is that you can see the price of your ticket right up front. And when you're doing all the pricing, you're not getting surprised by hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find tickets that is cheaper in a different ticketing app or service in the exact same seat, same row, same everything, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Go see concerts this summer in Detroit. So get started today and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section. You plug in Chat Sports, ChatSports, to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You have to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. Now, the link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So download Game Time app. It's last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. What up, folks, and welcome to the 2025 Detroit Lions in the NFL Draft. Big day here to see who the next Detroit Lion is going to be on this football team for round 1. Big deal in Green Bay, the NFL Draft. You're going to hear audio of the draft when they do the selections here. Let's do an audio check. Let me tell if it's up, down, or indifferent.
Giants will stay on brand. We assume that's what all the mocks
Let me know in the comments. Write me out.
What do you think of Abdul Carter?
Write me out.
Well, I think Abdul Carter's a great player. He's a great competitor. You know what?
How does the audio
struck
sound?
Me about him was he got hurt in the playoff game. Went in the locker room. Everybody thought he was going to check out on his team. What the guy do? Come back and played like crazy in the game. He's a dog. He's relentless in the way he can rush. This guy's a speed rusher. He can turn speed to power. He underarm, long arm, and he plays the run decently well. So this guy's a really good.
All right, folks, there you go. They're just talking right now, so you're not missing anything. The actual draft starts at 8 p.m., so we're going to go ahead and, we'll do that when the selection comes. And I'm going to draw myself out. We're just going to do the selections. So you'll hear the selections when they do it, and then we'll talk about it for the Detroit Lions. It's not going to be drawn, and this is going to be a little bit different than my play-by-play commentary, a little bit different when you're doing an NFL draft. Now, generally speaking, I'm usually doing this at Soaring Eagle Casino or somewhere else, but I'm actually doing it from my home today, and I'm super excited because I didn't want to go out, actually, this time around. I wanted to chill out. Why is that? Well, because I never get to chill out. So I like to do it, and I like to listen just like a fan and hear what everyone else thinks. So I'm super excited. In the comments right now, I got a question for you. Will the Detroit Lions trade up? Will they stay, or will they trade down? You, if you believe they trade up the draft, say Mikael Williams or somebody else is falling and they want to jump up and trade. Do you think they just sit back at 20 and say, nah, we're not moving anywhere. We're going to stay at the selected pick and take our player? Do you think they trade out of the first round, or maybe just out to the 32nd pick? Trade down, backwards in the D. Put comments. I want to know what you guys think on this one. And definitely curious to see. This was interesting. We got stay, up. Why is it let's see. Let's get my, I'm going to push out my chat. There we go. He says up, and down, up, stayed, trade up, pick Will Johnson. So a lot of people think of that. What do you think about they're going to do, Micro? But this, I got to tell you this, Frog Crop and anybody else, this is the absolute hardest draft I've ever done. I've been doing this now. This is my 7th draft. I couldn't tell you what they're going to do. I did the best guesstimate that I possibly could think. And my gut feeling is they have them trading backwards, going from 28 to, I think it was 33 with the New York Giants. And that's just a gut feeling. I'm hearing they really like Jackson Dart in New York. And I could see a situation where they want to trade back up into the first round to select their quarterback to have that 5th-year option. That's kind of what I'm going with right there. I've heard a lot of rumors We're hearing everything from Jamison Williams trade, and I've been saying I don't think it was going to happen. I mean, all the rumors are coming out, and I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense for Brad Holmes' move. We're hearing Amik Robertson trade. Could the Detroit Lions look to trade him away? We've heard about acquiring players. Jalen Ramsey from the Miami Dolphins. There's a rumor going around the Lions have checked in on that. You'd think, if they're talking about money, Jalen Ramsey's issue is his money, so I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen for the draft. The rumors has been flying since the Lions lost against the Washington Commanders. And here is D-Day. Here is the day that we get to find out what this organization is going to do. This is the day we get to find out how we change, and how they're going to go forward with the Detroit Lions. Interesting when I think about this too. They could go many different ways, right? They can go offense, they can go defense, they could trade up, they could trade down. But I think a lot of us do believe that potentially it'll be on the trenches, right? The offense or defensive line. Literally, I feel like it's a coin flip at this point when it comes to offensive line or defensive line. They do like Gray Zabel. They like a lot of offensive linemen this year's draft. We don't know who's going to be there at 28. It's hard for me to believe they'll take a flyer on players who have sketchy backgrounds or questionable backgrounds or any sort of flag. So you're looking at James Pierce then, you're looking at Mike Green, and you're looking at players like that and probably saying that's probably not the direction they're going to go. Just we don't know, right? Brad Holmes is one of these guys that keeps it under the vest. And if you look at now, they're talking about the New York Giants and how Aaron Glenn, that nobody knows what they're going to do. That's what this organization has taught from Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. They don't allow people to go out there and talk all the time. So just like Brad Holmes said, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Who do you guys want the Lions to draft? Just throw some names in the comments. I'll talk about it. The draft starts in 22 minutes. And I think it's going to be a long night. I think it's going to be one of those drafts because I'm hearing that the Tennessee may take all 10 minutes to announce that they're taking Cam Ward out. Come on. I hope it's not going to be one of those nights where it's taken forever. Also, please do not spoil the picks. Yes, I know there's folks on Twitter that can see it before it happens. I am getting it live, okay, from my cable. So this is as live as I possibly could get it, except for Twitter. And I'm not going to waste my time because I like to enjoy the selection just as much as anybody else. So please do not spoil the picks. You'll hear the commission every single selection. I will make sure you hear the selections, and we're going to talk about it. Now, last year's draft, we've seen a big run on offensive players. I think what we're going to see in this year's draft is you're going to see a couple offensive players go ahead than you probably expect. I think Genty, I think he's going to go number 5. My fear is the Bears going to trade up for him to get Ashton Genty, running back out of Boise State. I could see a situation where they do something like that and they get their Jahmyr Gibbs. I know New Orleans Saints is looking to trade up. I know the Jacksonville may even just take him right there. So that could be the biggest wrench. That's what I'm looking for early on in the draft is what is the Chicago Bears going to do. We were going to keep you updated with the selections right here. It is, you completely keep updated. We'll have the audio, so you're not going to miss out on any of the picks. If you could do me a big-time favor, though, if you can smash that like button, that really does help the channel out. We got 131 in the chat. Can we get to 100 likes? That is around 44 away, and I think we can get that done. Big night ahead of us. Trina Conway says, thanks for doing the draft. No problem at all. I had opportunity to go Green Bay, Media Row. I had opportunity to do other things, but I just kind of want to chill. I just want to chill. Just haven't been in the biggest of moods of going out and doing stuff as of late. Let's see. Yeah, I am the most interested in where Genty goes for the first part of the draft. F the Bears. Yes, I agree. F the Bears, F Green Bay, and F Minnesota. 100%. That's where it says. Where does Genty go? I think that is going to be the big one of this draft, is where he goes. Boy, Green Bay kind of looks like booty cheeks for the draft. I'm not going to lie. The Detroit was way better. Have the Lions picked yet? Just got on here. Well, the draft starts at 8 p.m. The Lions have picked 28, so you're going to have to be waiting a little bit, living my Jeff life. You're going to have to wait a little bit in a couple hours unless the Lions trade up in this draft. Mike want to trade back and take Fraley Kid OG. Yes. Dr. Detroit, my final mock draft, because I did one. I actually made it last night, but it got released this morning. I just have a feeling the Lions trade back out of the first round. That's what I got going on here. Man, I got to tell you what, a lot of people keep hitting me up on TikTok, and I got to say this, folks. I'm really not on TikTok. Like, I got a TikTok, but, I'm not really posting a lot of stuff on there as of yet. Now, I know I could be doing stuff like that. I got a helper, potentially. I just haven't been, as everybody knows me, I'm not really the biggest of the TikTokers. Do you like Darius Alexander in the second round? We'll see. Hashtag FGB for sure. I'd see, what depends what the Lions do. Michelle, what with the first pick? I think it's going to go like this. Whatever the pick is at 28, it's going to be the opposite side of 60. So if the Lions go offensive line, it'll probably be defensive line at 60. If it's defensive line, they probably go offensive line at 60. So just flip it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Actually, be sure. Did you see Wood just clown them? I did not see Wood clown who. I don't know the clowning that is going on. Did not see her. Draft starts in 17 minutes. 17 minutes. Super excited for the 2025 NFL Draft. As we get these selections, you're going to hear audio of this bad boy. See? There you go. You can hear the audio of it. When the draft starts, we'll get the selections. You'll hear the big picks and all of that stuff because I like to hear it too, just like you. You know what's very interesting? My very first draft 7 years ago, I just started YouTube, and it was a thing called the Round Table. And in the Round Table, they had the best of the YouTubers up on draft the first time I did it, and I did not get invited on there, and I was a bit salty about that. They had all these other people on there, and they won't allow me to have on there. So now I get my own platform to do it. Rod Wood, President Lions, dissed. Oh, yeah, that was great. Rod Wood, oh, man, that was a great diss. They'll probably take second or third place. Oh, my God. Rod Wood with the rip. And I got to say, I don't mind it because the Packers, for whatever reason, their organization's been ripping on ours for the last couple of years. It's the weirdest thing. But they have been, so I don't mind it at the least bit. Again, let's get 27 more likes. 27 more likes. We'll get to that at 100. Please go ahead and smash that like button. The more likes we get, the more chance that it gets pushed out there. Folks who are working, they potentially could be on the road, driving, working, wherever they are, they at least can hear what is going to happen in this draft. And you may not be a Detroit Lions fan. There's going to be a lot of people as soon as this draft starts, that's not even Lions fans. They just want to hear their selected pick. So that's why we had smash that like button. And also, if you want to comment, you're going to want to subscribe. Do I got that on there right now? Because I know spam gets really bad. They do for when I do my live stream watch parties. So let me see if I got that on there. I don't even know. Anyone right now can subscribe, or anyone right now can comment. So we'll keep it like that until the spam. If spam blows up, then we'll go ahead and just switch it up. Let's see. Lions and Pistons fans over 30 years, and you're having a good one, Pistons. Congratulations in the postseason. What is up? My buddy just hit me up while I'm talking. See. I am live right now. I will list to in 1 second as I am live for the 2025 NFL Draft. Oh, someone is hitting me up. Tiffany. Hey, what is up? I am live right now. I can call you back in a little bit. I am live, literally live right now. I'll call you back in a little bit. Bye. All right, yes, everybody hitting me up, folks, while I'm live for the 2025 NFL Draft here. The draft starts in 14 minutes right now. 14 minutes, folks. Who do you want the Detroit Lions to draft? Just name one player in the comments right now. Not who you think they're going to do, but who do you want the Detroit Lions to draft? Always a different situation there, right? For me, I would love for the Detroit Lions to go edge pass rusher. That's what I would like to get. I think that is exactly where I want to go right there, and there's plenty of those in there. Pass rusher is my number one option. Then there's so many of them. I just don't know who's going to be there at 28, but I'd like to see that. You got Landon Jackson, right? They're wanting to go offensive line. That's fine. Do offensive line, and by the way, it's not a want, it's a need, in my opinion. Yes, we have Christian Mahogany. Yes, we have Graham Glasgow. Do you want to trust Graham Glasgow? I trust Mahogany. I don't trust. I got Kayode Osika. I'm fine with the backup role. So if the Lions go offensive line, they go Gray Zabel or someone else. I know a lot of fans are going to be salty. That will not be me. Edge rusher, Mike Green. Mike Green, 17.5 sacks. Outstanding player. The problem is with the issues outside of football and especially with just the little stuff that's going on with Jamison Williams that bugs this organization. I have a real hard time believing they would go Mike Green, James Pierce, any sort of player with any sort of issues outside of football. That's just what I like Mike Green with that pick right there. I just don't believe that would be the case. Tyler Booker, really good offensive lineman. And from all the rumors that's coming out right now, they're saying that offensive line could potentially go quick in this year's draft. We're talking about maybe even selections at pick 6 with the Raiders and multiple teams. They need offensive line. So most definitely, I would love to have him. Maybe the Lions trade up if they're really wanting to go Booker, but I don't see that happening. I don't any of the players to the pick by name. Well, we got to look at players potentially that the Detroit Lions could be, around. You're not going to get the Travis Hunters. You're not going to get Abdul Carter, right? Wouldn't that be a little crazy? Right? You're not going to get that. So you're talking about players potentially, if they were to do a trade up in the 20s, I don't think they'd go too much higher than that. I honestly just think they trade backwards. That's my personal opinion. Just because the draft is really deep in the second, third rounds. It is really deep. And if they trade back, I know a lot of people be upset because they want to see a selection tonight. But say they trade with the Giants. I've seen this scenario too out there, trading with the Giants, picking up Kayvon Thibodeau, even though they're not going to, the fifth-year option at least. I don't know if that could do that. If they they could flip it, or if they get like a fourth-round pick or a fifth-round pick out of it, just moving back, 5 spots, 4 spots, whatever it is, they get their quarterback. That's a potential. Cleveland Browns as well. Cleveland Browns is, woo! Yahoo! Great news. Yay. Oh, my God. That's great news, man. Great news. So, you can see a situation like this. See, my mock draft, I usually take linebacker Jahad Campbell or offensive guard Tyler Booker. Jahad Campbell, real good player. Could you see the Rams doing something like that? A universal player, linebacker. But look, you got Shupp as our DC. He likes linebackers. We've seen about 5 trillion linebackers visit the Lions, predominantly mid to later draft picks or undrafted, but still they have an vested interest in that position. He can rush the passer. Versatile. I tell you what, because we did bring in Derek Barnes, you'd have to wonder, are they going to a 3-4 at that kind of position? Because we did re-sign Derek Barnes. That put question mark there, but Alex Anzalone's a free agent after this year. Malcolm Rodriguez is a free agent after this year, so, if they wanted to go young, 2 Campbells, I still think they'd go offensive line, interior, or edge. Now, I'm seeing Schrager. Peter Schrager said the Lions could go ahead and go cornerback. I have a real hard time believing that, just because of everybody that's currently on the roster at this point. My hat looks funky. I don't know what's going on here. You have Amik Robertson, Terrion Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, DJ Reed. If you're to draft another guy, you're going to have to get rid of somebody. And it just doesn't see a lot there. Great to see your blessings for Blessing my evening once again, David Booth. No problem. Thank you so much for coming in here on this NFL draft night. Draft starts in 9 minutes. 9 minutes, folks. 11 more likes, and we'll get to 100. We will do an ultra combo if we get to that 100 likes. 211 in the building as we continue to people to pile in for the stream. Just continue to smash that like button. We got a $20 super chat.
Ultra combo! Combo breaker! Ultra combo breaker!
From Fearless Mango. Yo, this draft is going to be good one. Do you think they're going to bring Zadarius Smith back? Fearless Mango, great question. Thank you for that 1999 super chat. God bless you and you and your family. So thank you. This is going to be it's a great question, and I think it's possible they bring him back. Why is that? If you look at the current depth of the defensive line, it's really lackluster. They're missing, I would say, 2 more edge rushers. I did a video about this about a week ago about the positional value right now. There's not a lot of pass rushers on this team. There's just not. You look at Joshua Pascal, Aiden Hutchinson. You got, we took Mohammed right there, but are you putting him as a starter? I don't think so. Al-Qadim Mohammed, I don't think so. You got Marcus Davenport. Are you aligning him as a guy who's going to be there for 17 games? Hell no. He hasn't done it the last 2 years, so why would he do it now? So you can look at a situation here. If they take a pass rusher, just one, I could see them going Zadarius Smith when this draft is over. Okay? Maybe they go multiple. Look, there's some tweeners they do like. We're talking about defensive tackles that are around 300 pounds, 295 to 305. They could, maybe they double up on the defensive line. If they double up of that, maybe not. But if you're just, and I'm not going to count a linebacker as a pass rusher. A 245-pound guy, if they pick a linebacker, I'm not going to count that. It's strictly defensive line player. Edge or a tweener defensive tackle. And I would love for them to go multiple defensive linemen. I don't know it's the case. So tomorrow will actually be a great indication of your answer. If the Lions tonight, they decide not to draft a defensive line, if they do that tomorrow or only one pick, I think that would be your answer of yes, right? If they were to do defensive line and maybe take another defensive lineman tomorrow, my answer would be probably no. But I would go on the answer of yes, because they need that veteran presence, because they need multiple players. It's not just one. And then you got to look at the whole defensive line as a whole. Broderick Martin, I was told a long time ago, months ago, that he may not even make the roster. So that you can't really count him. You got Lee McNeil, who I think will come back halfway through the season. You got DJ Reader, who I think is on the last year of his deal. If not, I know they're a lack of production, so they can go defensive line there. Remember, the most important thing is development and rotation. Great comment by Bo Booth. And that's what you need to know about the defensive line. I would like to know how many people in the chat who's been Lions fans for more than 20 years. I've been a Lions fan for since I was 6 years old. I'm 39. But there's one era that I have always talked about, and that's the Jim Schwartz era, where they had the wide nine and waves of pass rushers. To me, that's the way I like to approach defense and defensive line. You build your players up front through the back end, not necessarily how we've done it before. And so I would like to see waves. I would like to see multiple defensive linemen in this year's draft. And with it so much depth, if they did trade back and pick up another pick, they legitimately could get 4 players in this year's draft that contribute significantly. That's how much, right? You go offensive line, defensive line, you can go linebacker, and another position where they can utilize a player. So this is a big draft. We got another $4.99 Super Chat by Fearless Mango. Thank you so much. Another question, if I had was do you think Amik Robertson is worth in terms of draft capital? Great question. Thank you. 40 years. It's 1977. Been a Lions fan since 1972, 57, 87, 72. 37 years. 40 years. 61 years. You are the man, Lions Kool-Aid. 36 years old. Let's go. 25-year fan since Barry. Love it since 2001. And no answer is wrong. You could be a young Lions fan. You could be an old Lions fan or a medium Lions fan. It don't matter. As long as you wear the Honolulu blue and silver, you're on the bandwagon. And we are going to hopefully win a Super Bowl going forward. But back to your question there, Amik Robertson's trade value, a fifth-round pick, would be what I would think you can get out of Amik Robertson. I just don't see why you would do that. Why? He's not that expensive, $6 million, okay? Who, I would like to know in the comments right now, we got 250. Why for yes and for no? Who would you rather have Amik on this roster for $6 million? Yes or not for zero? I say hell yes. It's $6 million. Amik, he can shut down Justin Jefferson. He's good in the nickel. He can play outside if there's an injury. He's multi-dimensional and universal. And he's a leader. So, yes, pay him. We got Martinez says yes. Lions Kool-Aid, yes. LM, yes. Paul Oliver, yes. Joshua Ferris, yes. Yes from Brian. Yes from Conway. Yes from Warband. He says no-brainer, yes. Frog Crop, Mason, yes. Yes, everyone's a yes. So, if you're looking at this perspective, and you're looking at this right now, you'd think that Brad Holmes is doing the same, right? He's looking at this and saying, oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. The only possible way is if they had some sort of other trade there that we didn't know of Jalen Ramsey, because here's the thing. You don't want to go all these young players. Terrion Arnold would be going into year 2. You're banking on Ennis Rakestraw then. You're banking on a rookie. And DJ Reed to stay healthy. We know what happened to hell with the health with the Detroit Lions this past year. I don't think anybody wants to do that. We got another super chat from Michelle Wallace. Says, I would go Gray Zabel and Darius Alex, and then Stewart if you have to mob up in the third. And what do you think? Gray Zabel, 100% a target. Absolutely. He's on there. All those guys are targets. Stewart is the biggest one. Josiah Stewart. I feel like of any player in this year's draft, the Lions going to take this guy. I'd be shocked if they don't. Every year, there's one guy I talk about that the Lions take, right? I was huge on Jack Campbell last year. Or no, not last year, but a couple years ago. I said they'd take Terrion Arnold. I thought they would take DeAndre Swift. I was huge in Kirby Joseph. I thought he would have been a great fit. A couple years ago, I said I was for sure they're going to take Hendon Hooker, and this is my for sure pick. Like, if all the picks, this would be the one I feel like would get the right would be Josiah Stewart. 8.5 sacks, linebacker, can play. He can do the pass rush, can Sam position, so I think that this would be a player that the Lions could look at potentially in the second round. Now, I have a third-round grade on him, but just because I have a third-round grade doesn't mean that the Detroit Lions do. If they like him that much, they could take him in the second. Looks like that the draft's about to begin here, folks, so let's get this
great many trades along the way, Adam.
Then going here very, very shortly. Again, you're going to hear audio at least of, the selections, and we'll go through it and have fun right there. The draft has not started yet. We're still with the first pick. You'll hear the audio, know for a fact.
Packed with players. You just heard Molly McGrath introducing you to several of those who are here. Cam Ward.
All right, so he said, again, no, the draft has not started as of yet. There's no on the clock. You haven't heard Roger Goodell will do that. Why is the NFL doing it? Because the NFL, they're not going on the NBA schedule, that's for sure. But yes, the Pistons game right now, playoff game taking place in Detroit. And I wanted to go to the Pistons game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not big into big into only Detroit Lions. With that said, I do support the teams when they're doing decent, and I'll go up there. Let's see, Jaden Higgins or Donovan Jackson. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know who's gonna be there. It's gonna be. Don't spoil the picks, please. Yes. please do not spoil the picks, folks. Do not spoil the picks. That's the biggest thing. The draft's about to begin.
And we bring you inside this draft theater. We are absolutely thrilled once again to bring you this magnificent event. It is our privilege to welcome you to Green Bay. The not quite frozen tundra tonight, although there's a it feels like football weather here in Green Bay, as it usually does. That's us on that stage right outside. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Green Bay, and we are thrilled to have you with us. I'm Mike Greenberg. That's Louis Riddick. That's Booger McFarland. That's the man who invented the draft. Mel Kiper Jr., Adam Schefter is out with us as well tonight, and you'll hear from him momentarily. And Mel, I'll start with you. We have been talking about this on our podcast, the First Draft Podcast.
Subscribe to the channel, folks. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to get to 85,300 today. I know
in the next few hours tonight.
Shedeur Sanders, he's really the talk of the draft. He's my #1 quarterback. He was outstanding for 2 years at Colorado without getting a lot of help. Couldn't run the football, couldn't protect him, and he was accurate. He held up from a durability standpoint. He did it with NFL conditions around him. I love Shedeur. Perfect fit. Perfect fit is the New Orleans Saints at pick number 9. Because it's that 2 and 3, you're getting the best players in the draft. And Travis Hunter, Cleveland, maybe Abdul Carter, Giants. But at 9, 5th best player on the board, quarterback they need. Division with the #1 pick overall Bryce, #1 pick overall Baker, Michael Penix Jr. in the dome. Shedeur would be ideal. Perfect for the New Orleans Saints.
So many edge rushers. After Abdul Carter, who's going to be the next edge rusher off the board? I think the edge rushers dominate the draft tonight.
The emergence of the conversation surrounding
is that better with my audio mixed with that audio?
He personified big play running back. Saquon Barkley, he's got the conversation.
Yeah, let me know before this thing starts.
Where does Ashton go tonight?
Yes.
Maybe in the top 5. There's been a lot of speculation about that. Well, there is a unique tradition of riding bicycles in the city of Green Bay.
Everyone says it's good.
Kids
Here we go,
used
folks.
to bring their bikes over and allow the players to ride them to training camp. That tradition that goes back about a half a century in Green Bay.
Waiting for them
and
to open the draft.
In my ear, we may see that tradition reenacted tonight as the commissioner makes his way to the stage.
Here we go,
some bicycles out here in the crowd as the commissioner gets set to come out and welcome everyone here to the draft. And there he is.
Ready for the 2025 NFL Draft. They're booing Roger Goodell.
It is a tradition unlike any other, if I may borrow the phrase from our friends at CBS. Roger Goodell riding his bicycle out onto the stage to the usual chorus of enthusiastic booing.
He says there's a special person coming up. I bet you it's little Weezy F Baby.
As you see, bringing out some of the Packer legends.
Yeah, couldn't have. There he is. What I say, Weezy F Baby's there.
That fellow in the back there.
Lil Wayne.
Packers super fan Lil Wayne is here on a bicycle.
And that was a complete guess.
Roger Goodell.
All right, folks, let's Roger Goodell come up to this thing.
Here's the commissioner.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah, boo.
Okay, welcome to the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. People said that Green Bay was too small for this, with a population of 107,000.
It is too small.
But we have over 125,000 people here and still counting.
We had 1 million in Detroit.
Obviously, Green Bay may be small, but it's mighty.
That's what she said.
Thank you all for welcoming us here tonight, and hope you have a great few days.
Yes, he is slurring his words. Yes, he's drunk or something, man. He's definitely slurring his words. Just open up the draft so we can get this thing going.
Over the next 3 days, we will welcome in the next generation of stars into the NFL.
You ain't go pull spoiled picks.
And bring hope to every NFL team. And we may have a few surprises for you tonight. But first, let's hear from some of your Packer greats. Please welcome Clay Matthews.
All right. We'll wait till they get to it. We don't need to hear about the Packer greats and all that stuff. Just waiting for these guys to open the draft up. All it is Little Wheezy F. Baby and a couple Packers players, and that's Charles Woodson and some other ones. So that's what they got going on right now. Yeah, he's a Packers fan. Boo. So, again, I'll let you till you hear it.
Super fan, Little Wayne.
There we go, Little Wayne. NFL is always late. It's like a pregnant person.
I'm going to go off script here real quick, Roger, but I just got off the phone with the president, Donald Trump. He asked me to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right? It says, my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck!
Says the Bears still suck. Okay, that's funny. Okay, thank you for putting that on there. The Bears still suck.
I'm sorry, Roger, I'm sorry.
That was funny. Bears still suck. It's a true statement. That is a true fact.
Okay, Green Bay. It's time to get the show started.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's get this thing going, boys.
The 2025 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
All right, folks. The draft is open. The Titans are on the clock. And we kind of know where this is going, folks. They're going to take the quarterback, Cam Ward. They're going to have their franchise quarterback. This pick is guaranteed. That's going to be the selection. So they're on the clock now. The rumor has it they're going to wait 10 effing minutes for the pick. Because why would they just, why go quicker, right? You got to be a jerk and go the way that they want to go.
Two-way superstar Abdul Carter, the pass rusher extraordinary.
But really quick, while they're going to they're just talking really quick. They're going to go to a commercial break. Let me do a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's live stream. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. It is the best ticketing app, the #1 trusted app for me, and the app that I want you guys to get. It has so many great features, specialized in last-minute deals, and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theaters. It don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA, Pistons, a lot going on. And the best part about Game Time is that you can see the price of your ticket right up front. And when you're doing all the pricing, you're not getting surprised by hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find tickets that is cheaper in a different ticketing app or service in the exact same seat, same row, same everything, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Go see concerts this summer in Detroit. So get started today and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section. You plug in Chat Sports, ChatSports, to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You have to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. Now, the link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So download Game Time app. It's last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. All right, folks. Yeah, so again, they're going to be taking their time for the pick. You can listen to Mel Kiper real quick.
He came out as a 6th-round pick after Giovanni Carmazzi from Hofstra went in the 3rd round.
Actually, I can't do that jingle. That jingle will get you copyrighted.
There, when you look at.
Okay, so you can't really do it. They're talking about Shedeur Sanders anyway. I have no idea, considering that Cam Ward is going to be the pick here. So there's still 7 minutes on the clock. This is the biggest, well-known fact about this draft is who's going #1. I live in Tennessee, folks. Down here, that's not excited. They're not excited about Ward. Well, they did have Will Levis over there, who kind of sucked butt cheeks, and so I can see why they're a little bit nervous when it comes to selecting players in the draft. Why is the stream? Let's see. Chiefs are trying to move up. They offered 2 refs, according to Brian Conway. J-Holes, take the joke.
Right?
Yeah, the jingle is killing me right now, or else you could listen to it. They'll definitely copyright this bad bug if I leave that on there. But again, long way to go for the Detroit Lions. I would ask you who's going to be the pick in the comments. We all know who's going to be the pick, so we're just waiting. Still 6 minutes, 25 seconds left for them on the clock. They're just taking their sweet time. And then we'll see who goes to. Now I think Travis Hunter goes to. We're hearing rumors. They're all hearing rumors that they could trade the pick. I don't think so. I think they're just going to go ahead and select Travis Hunter at 2.
Play the two things that.
And they're still talking about Shedeur Sanders. This is Shedeur ESPN Sanders.
Two things. And it's the two things that Shedeur Sanders.
See, nothing. You're not missing anything right now. He says Cam Ward is the next Caleb Williams. Well, Caleb Williams is now with Ben Johnson, and they're going to have a better offensive line, so we'll see how he performs over there in Chicago. Hopefully not so well.
Making the right pick.
Golly, they're still just talking about the Shedeur Sanders and keeping it going.
Horsepower.
Now they're talking about Cam Ward, but again, there's a lot of jingles going on, so I can't really let you hear the audio of that one. Chiefs are trying to move up. I live in Tennessee, #FGB. I hear the Titans traded at this rate. What time the Lions pick? At this rate, what time? 11 p.m. It's going to be a long time. Whichever team chooses Sanders and Hunter are just not serious NFL teams.
Make sure he doesn't do.
From Big Jimmy. That's what he's saying right there. Waiting. What channel are you watching? I'm on ABC. I am on ESPN. That's where I'm watching this right now from. I could go to a different place too. Doesn't really matter. Let me do two different ones, because then I could switch it up so I don't have to hear the jingle. Maybe the other one doesn't have the jingle. Let's see. So they got going on here. Let me do a last.
That's going on in here, as well as talking to these families. As you move through here, you can see the future of the NFL is in this room. Abdul Carter's family is right here as well. Reese, I feel sure we will hear his name called very soon.
The pick is in for the Titans.
All right, he's made no secret. He expects that. He also has put out some things.
Let's see if they go back to this one.
You've seen, but it's the prerequisite for the positions. Completing the football without.
All right, pick is in. Cam Ward's going to be selected.
Great
there.
decision, poise. He does all the things that you need to do. Quarterbacks to do.
All right, so the pick is in, and again, we expect it to be Cam Ward, though we've not been officially told that as of yet, and then perhaps the fireworks begin after.
Okay, what is your thoughts on the new coordinators for the Detroit Lions?
The incarnate word.
I will say that I feel like Shep the transition will be easy. John Morton, I know that they're similar in styles, but I think there's going to be a little bit of hiccups.
Now, perhaps about to hear his name called.
What do you think about us drafting a ref in the first round so we can get a fair officiating?
National Football League draft. You heard Lewis make
We'd have to trade up
to Patrick Mahomes.
You get multiple refs in the draft to us to have a shot.
With that sort of talent, those sorts of traits. The Tennessee Titans need a quarterback badly. The commissioner.
It's taking so long. They didn't know they had the first pick.
Way to the stage to make the announcement of the first
Correct.
pick in this
No, they did. They just wanted the Rams to take their time. Here we go. Pick's about to be selected.
The pick is in. Number 1.
Here you go, folks, for the first pick.
Come on. With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward.
Yep, there you go. Cam Ward, quarterback, going to the Tennessee Titans. We all knew that was the case. All right, so Cam Ward goes 1. Let's see if this updates immediately for me. Sometimes it may not do that. There we go. The pick is in on the clock. There you go, folks. Let's probably drag it out to get more commercials in, probably. Straighten up your headphones. It makes your head look like it's crooked. My head is crooked. I got to keep it a buck.
Have traded out of the second overall pick. They're moving back to number 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars spot. In return, the Browns will get the number 5 overall pick, a second-round pick, number
Cleveland
36,
has traded
a 4th-round pick, number
to the Jacksonville Jaguars,
and
the first-round pick of the Jaguars in 2026. The Jaguars, in turn, get the number 2 pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick.
Jags on the clock.
The Jaguars are on the clock. The youngest general manager in the NFL,
wow.
James Gladstone,
just moved up to number 2. Jacksonville clock. $5 super for throwbacks. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Immediately here, and so as you see,
throwbacks for the $5 super chat. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock.
We would have a trade as early as number 2. Mel, Jacksonville giving up a lot to move up here. Is Travis Hunter, if indeed that is the player, is he worth all that they apparently are giving in return?
Think about Jacksonville right now. Liam Cohen, right? Head coach. He wants offense. There's no question. Help out Trevor Lawrence, right? What can Travis Hunter do? He can bring you juice to an offense.
So Travis Hunter is going to go Jacksonville.
They need help at corner. That's a neat area for the Jaguars. He can be strategically worked in at cornerback late in the first half.
That's a lot. They gave up a lot to move up a couple spots.
Travis Hunter, the Jacksonville Jaguars, all about Trevor, all about the cornerback spot. 2 for the price of 1. Travis Hunter.
Who won the trade, folks? Who won the trade? Jacksonville or Cleveland?
When you think about what he can do.
Who won the trade?
I understand it's tough in the NFL to play both ways.
I'm going to go Cleveland.
He may not be able to do it more than a year or 2. But I think you can always work him in on the other side of the ball.
Though,
He's
making some
offense
moves
with Trevor, and then on defense with the cornerback spot being the neat area, he'll figure it out. He has not had the benefit in college up until this point of being able to just focus on one position.
What was the whole trade?
Great at one spot when you're.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars moved up from 5 to 2. They gave up the 2nd overall pick, next year's 1st overall pick. And I think, what was the other pick? Just to move
we're
up.
talking about a unicorn.
Yeah, they all saying Cleveland won.
And for them to give this up, they believe he's that. And for all this talk about can he play both sides
Bronzo's
of the NFL,
been for
think
trading
about
the
this.
draft picks.
The NFL game is slower. College football is a lot faster.
They gave up a lot.
And he did it in college football. So how come he couldn't do it in the NFL when
just
the game is slower? There are fewer plays. We're going to major you on offense, and we'll let you play certain coverages on defense. I think he can do it. And if Jacksonville is indeed taking Travis Hunter, Liam Cohen, an offensive guy, you can best believe he's going to use him on offense to the fullest extent.
That was a great trade for Cleveland.
I don't think you want to play him 120 snaps a game. Okay? I don't
think
that's
the Browns.
I think it's got to be something like
the
60-40, 75-25, something like that. It's in terms of breaking it up. Look, Dion did tell me.
Crazy trade. I didn't expect the trade would happen that quick.
On the offensive side of the ball.
Yep, Cleveland won the trade. That's what everyone's saying.
Meeting with whatever team he goes to. He needs to learn the nuance, the intricacies of that side of the football. He thinks he can step on the field immediately and contribute on defense. You'd be hard-pressed to find anybody up here to say anything different.
So,
look, you are – Mel put it
Jags
perfect. You're getting 2 for 1 with this guy. You're getting 2 players in 1. Yeah.
Terrible trade for the trade. So let's do grade of the trade.
Make sure
grade the
can
trade.
See exactly what it is that
A
the
plus
Jaguars have given up here.
for
It is
Cleveland.
A significant trade.
I would say
Again,
C.
told us about an hour ago to expect quite a few explosive trades early in week.
Here's the trade details. Jaguars received the 2nd overall pick. Jaguars received a fourth round pick this year and a 6th round pick. The Browns received the 5th overall pick, this year's 2nd and 4th round picks, and next year's 2nd round pick. That is a massive victory
as we know it,
for Cleveland right there. They got a haul. That is a big selection right there. Sorry, I can't do the jingle. They're just talking about the trade. The jingle does get you copywritten right there, but they gave up a lot to move up a couple spots. Travis Hunter better be out there and do them some good.
Here's what we got, Granny. These two sides have been working on this trade for 2 weeks, and it changes the shape of this draft and Cleveland's approach to quarterback, because the Browns now have 2 second-round picks at the top of this draft, and they also have 2 ones next year in what's expected to be a more quarterback-rich draft. So they could opt for quarterback here tonight or
Great
tomorrow,
move by.
or opt for 2026.
They get next year's Jaguars first-round pick. That's going to be a high pick.
The Jacksonville Jaguars instead have what they believe will be the.
They got Jacksonville Jaguars next year's first-round pick, man. Then Jags suck, too, so Cleveland's going to have 2 high picks.
It's worth it.
2 high picks.
So there's Travis Hunter there awaiting the call.
That was a bad trade, man.
To be hearing momentarily here from Jacksonville. Booger, your thoughts on Travis Hunter?
That's a bad trade for
headed to Jacksonville
Jaguars.
After all this time, we assumed he'd be going to Cleveland.
Oh, Greeny, I love it.
One
think
player's
he's
not going to
the
change your
best
team.
Weapon in the draft. He's a unicorn, something that we have not seen. You have to maximize this, though.
A+
If you're Jacksonville,
for
you're gonna take
Cleveland.
Travis Hunter. You have
C
to maximize him on offense. And
for
this is about
Jacksonville.
helping Trevor Lawrence, who's underachieved so far in Jacksonville. You have to surround your quarterback with weapons. This is the ultimate weapon, the best wide
They're
receiver
showing
in the draft,
the
maybe the best
Cleveland
cornerback also.
Man, the only thing I'll say
office
is, look,
celebrating with their
defensively,
selection. Travis
they were
Hunter's
hard on
happy.
defense. In terms of yards, giving up yards for play, explosive plays. Look, if ever an organization needed a two-way player that fit perfectly right into what their needs are, this is the young man for you.
This
is the new National
trade.
Football League. This is a league where we did not used to see this sort of wheeling and dealing. This is becoming much more commonplace. Young general managers in place, as was pointed out by Adam Schefter moments ago, and one of the youngest and the newest in the NFL making a dramatic move here. The pick is in. The Jaguars expected to make it here any moment here. We'll hear from Roger Goodell on what direction it is they've chosen
comes Roger
to go.
Goodell.
Huge trade being made immediately, and the commissioner making his way to announce the trade to this crowd and the second pick in this year's draft.
While we are here tonight to celebrate the 32 young men entering the NFL, I'm honored to take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact on and off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes one player each year who best represents greatness and compassion both on and off the field and in the community.
Mike,
Tonight,
do you go to trading card shows?
By the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Eric Armstead.
For the selection for Jacksonville.
First off,
Just waiting for this pick. Come on, guys.
I want to say thank you to the commissioner. Thank you to the Payton family and the NFL and Nationwide. And also, too, tonight I want to encourage each player embarking on the NFL journey to identify a passion close to their heart and act upon it. Use your platform to make your community, the league, and this world a better place. As we remember Walter Payton, strive to leave a positive legacy of your own. Thank you.
Okay, we just get to the selection here.
We have a trade.
Ooh, it's
the
hot.
Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here we go.
And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
There you go. Travis Hunter.
Defensive back.
Going to the Cleveland Browns. What's up, Brandon Mason Show? Make sure you subscribe to the Brandon Mason Show. I was going to have him on the show today, but I ran out of time doing graphics. I had 15 minutes to spare. So we'll have him on the show again. Promise, we'll have him on the show. Maybe we'll do it on next week, Thursday. I'm going to go down to Miami. We're going to do a live stream, and we're coming up with the idea potentially of creating our own channel. Think about that. Wouldn't that be epic, streaming and stuff like that? So make sure you subscribe to the Brandon Mason Show. We'll get that going here soon. Also, tomorrow I'm going to be on ESPN Radio 425 of 96.1 FM. Huge show, West Michigan. If you're not on my Facebook, make sure you just go ahead and add me on there. I'll post every time I go on the radio. I post it on there so you guys can listen live for me talking about the selection.
All skills. How about the football IQ? How about the work ethic? How about counting players on the field, guys, during a game when he's out there playing on both
tired,
sides
man?
about every play?
No, it's really hot in here. So I say it's about 90 degrees in this room that I'm sitting in. I have 3 lights that's at me, and it's probably the hottest day it's been in Michigan since winter. It's about 80 degrees out. And in my house, in this room right now, it feels like it's about 90 degrees, and I'm sweating crazy right now. As you can see, my hair is drenched. Big things are coming, yes. Big things are 100% coming. Big things are 100% coming. And my thing just fell off. Oh, my golly. There you go. That's the best I get this thing on. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so we need to call family heating and cooling. I know it gets hot in here, man. It gets real. Well, that's what happens when you got a bunch of lights on you. So, look, let me update this. We got the Giants on the clock. I think we all know they're going to go Abdul Carter here. In my opinion, that's the spot they're going to go and take Abdul Carter. Matter of fact, on ESPN right now, it doesn't even have Abdul Carter as the best available, so I'm going to assume he's already selected. So the New York Giants is going to be going Abdul Carter. Now, this is where the draft gets interesting. It's pick 4 because that's where the New England Patriots are at. They're wanting to go offensive lineman. That's where they're wanting to go. Will they take one at 4? Will they trade back? There's a ton of teams wanting to get Ashton Jeanty. That's where they're doing. Like a lot of teams want to get him, so there we go.
75, 25, 70, 30.
What caused Alex to see what was the trade? Mike, please don't take your shirt off. I will not take my shirt off. Rob, I just love that name. Rob. Let's see here.
All of that unfolded.
We can let
I mean, they've
Travis
been
Hunter
talking to me
speak.
since the combine, so I'm super excited to be able to go back home and be able to play for an organization that thought I was worthy of trading up and getting.
What kind of conversations did you have with the Jag staff about where they see you playing for them?
I mean, they told me they was going to let me go out there and do what I do, so they put me on phone with both coordinators, so I'm going to just go out there and just do what I can do.
Travis Hunter, a history maker, the first player in the draft era to be announced at both positions, receiver
Don't tell me
and
what
defensive
to
back.
do,
Congratulations.
Dustin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Definitely want to tell you what to do. Jack, trade up for Travis is not crazy.
His hometown.
It is when you put into the fact they gave up next year's first-round pick. The Jags are not a good football team. So that's a high value. That's a lot. That's a big, we're talking about, that's a big pick, man. Hey, welcome to the Wood League by PHBC Massages. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Wood League. Hey, let's get to 200 likes. We're at 392 in the building. Let's get to 200 likes, and that will help out. This is getting pushed out to folks who cannot listen to the NFL draft, do not know what's going on, and they don't even have to be Lions fans.
We'll see if his protege is able to follow in his footsteps. So, fireworks early here tonight.
I want
Jacksonville making the trade.
Absolutely.
Moving up to number 2. I'm told the pick is in now at number 3. So the New York Giants, who've been waiting off season long to see what direction this team would go. For so long, we expected to go in the direction of quarterback.
Kimber, may God bless us
conversation
across the globe.
seemed to have ceased. Perhaps they'll target a quarterback later in the night.
There's
the
Giants
Giants
get
draft room. John Mara looking for results quickly here after a very
regular watcher from
disappointing
North
season.
Carolina.
The commissioner
Thank you
is
so
making
much
his way to the stage
for being a regular.
Cam Ward went number 1, and Travis Hunter went number 2. It's time to find out who's going number 3.
Here we go.
With the third pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Abdul Carter.
Here you go.
Defensive end, Penn State.
So that one goes as
Now, Will
expected.
Campbell,
The
the rumor is Will Campbell's the pick for the New England Patriots. Will Campbell. And they're sitting at pick 4. They could trade down. There's teams aggressively trying to get Jeanty. Aggressively. I think now number 4 is the spot where a team may try to trade up and to get Jeanty. We'll see who potentially could do that. It's gonna be tough for sure. So we don't know exactly, but Abdul Carter is going to the Giants. Great pick for them. That puts Kayvon Thibodeau now on notice. Yeah, they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. We'll see what if he stays there this year, right? Thibodeau out of Oregon, and we talked about this. Aiden Hutchinson was the best of the players. We took Aiden Hutchinson, and now we're good. You're for three, Mike. Yeah, here I don't know what they're gonna do here. I'm thinking that a team may trade up. So this is my thought. They're either gonna go offensive line, Will Campbell from LSU, or there's a trade. That's my prediction for this pick. Will Campbell or a trade. They want to get offensive line for the Patriots. The Giants will always suck just like the Bears. Let's see, Ashton to the Lions, triple threat. Yeah, that'd be crazy, but it definitely is not happening. Triple threat in the backfield, bro, that'd be a brick wall. I would expect offensive defensive line for the Detroit Lions, 100%.
And Burns and Dexter Lawrence in the middle, but they can absolutely dominate you and go.
Can't do that jingle, that doodle-doo-doo-doo. That stuff gets you copywritten. 15 more likes at 200, folks. 15 more likes at 200. Got a long way to go before Lions pick. Ashton to the Lions. Let's see for sure. Mike, we want the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl 100%. Don't see Ashton coming to us. Yeah, he's not. He's going to Ashton Genty is going to be picked in the next, I think, 2 picks. By pick 5. I'm thinking that teams right now are probably looking to trade. That's my thing. It's going to be offensive tackle, probably Will Campbell, or a trade. Genty is not going to get past 10, period. He will not get past 10. The pick is in, so the Patriots are going to pick. I think they're going to go with Will Campbell, and we'll see what the Cleveland Browns are do. I have no idea what Cleveland will do, but I'm going to go ahead and say they go Will Campbell.
He's got high side speed.
That's what I'm thinking.
Incredible play.
Offensive line.
He wears the same uniform number that Micah Parsons did. Will he follow in those footsteps as far as effectiveness in the NFL? Verizon Business takes us down to Molly, who is standing by with the 3rd pick of the draft. Molly.
Thank you, Greeny. Abdul, your dad trained you your entire childhood. What
More
was
depth
that
in the
moment
secondary.
like
Yeah, they could do that, but not necessarily
with your dad and the rest of your
early
family?
rounds. If they want to
It
do
was
depth, they
surreal.
could do that in
I
rounds.
wouldn't be here without him. I'm just blessed. Thankful for my family. Thankful for everybody who helped me get to this moment. I can't wait to celebrate this moment with my family.
You grew up in Philly.
I
you grew
turned
up
the
an
AC
Eagles
on.
fan.
Same.
How are you going to bring the
Same.
Giants back to dominance in the NFC East?
Yeah, I'm all New York. New York getting everything from me. All the passion that I have, all the love that I have, all the excitement. On third down, they're going to get loud. I'm going to get that big play, make my best pass rush, make that big explosive play.
All right, congratulations.
Sorry, I'm
Abdul.
watching a video really quick.
All right, Molly, thank you. Abdul Carter is the 3rd defensive
Come on,
player
you can
selected
do
in the
it.
top
I'm
30
rooting for
overall
you.
by the
Yes!
Giants in the common draft era. The others?
Yes!
Lawrence Taylor.
Yes!
And Carl Banks.
Yes! Huge victory right there. Congratulations.
How about his college teammate,
congratulations.
Shador
While
Sanders,
I'm talking to you live
his name
for the
called
draft.
as round one
Congratulations.
of the
It's
NFL
awesome.
draft continues from Green Bay.
Okay. Sorry, they're going to a commercial. We don't do commercials on here unless it's my ad. The pick is in for the Patriots. I'm expecting Will Campbell here. What do you guys think the pick's going to be for the Patriots? I'm going. If you don't know a name, just put in a position. He says Amand Membu, offensive lineman from Mizzou. That's what he's thinking right there. Nice thought right there. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Greg. Been doing this for a long time, and I appreciate you. We just hit 200 likes.
Ultra Combo!
I got Sonic. Sonic's got something to say about that. Sonic. Thank you so much, he says. One more time, Sonic. Jameer Gibbs showing some love as he's running around. He says Jalen Walker. That'd be an interesting pick with the 4th pick. Thank you so much for that 201 likes. Let's go Lions, Virtual Vernon, 100%. Let's go Lions. Let's go Lions. Let's go Lions. They're at a commercial break, folks. Commercial break. Let me see. Let me go to another channel. We could do another channel while it's on commercial. Maybe we can hear something. Or no, that one's at commercial too. Double commercial break. What's the odds of that, folks? On 2 channels for the draft. He says Genty to the Raiders. That was going there. When I think of the Raiders, I think an offensive line too. I think that they'll go Membu. I think the Raiders go Membu. I think you're going to go offensive line. They'll go Membu. I say this one will be Will Campbell, then Will Campbell to the Patriots. I'll say Membu to the Raiders. Cleveland, man, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe Jalen Walker or a trade. Cleveland, they definitely shocked me with that move, so I really don't know. I think Ben Johnson desperately wants to. I 100%. That's what I've been waiting for, is I don't want to see Bears on the clock, because we already know who's going to be there if Bears are on the clock with the 5th pick right now. So that's what we're watching. That 5th pick's a big deal here, and we get to see who's going to potentially trade for that spot, or if it's 6? I don't know for sure. I just don't see any way Genty getting to 8. We'll see. Who should Detroit pick? It's all who's going to be. We don't know who's going to be available, but I'm thinking a player like Gray Zabel, offensive line, right? Or maybe interior. My final mock draft, I did Gray Zabel. That's what I had. It's just hard to tell because you're sitting at the 28th pick. It's so far away, and there's 27 other GMs ahead of you, and then you got to think about trades, so it's quite difficult. But that's what I got in my final mock draft. See how accurate it is. I am literally, 6 for 6. This could be, if I do 7 for 7, it's like hitting green a million times over. Who's the Patriots picking? I think it's going to be Will Campbell. That's my thought process, but we'll know when this commercial break comes back. Tease Tabor, he ain't even in the league. That guy was slow. All right.
Tonight, top 3 picks.
All right, just wait for it. Remember, we have traded at least the 3 straight picks in the first round. Yeah, I know. They could go up, they could go down, they could stay. It's 33%, I would say, on all 3 scenarios. That's what the Lions do. So it's hard to tell what they're going to do, but I got them going Gray Zabel. I have them trading back from 28 with the Giants into the second round, just a couple spots back so the Giants can get Jackson Dart. That's what I got. Lions go from 28 to I think it's 34 or 33. Yeah, 34 because the Cleveland Browns had the first pick. All right, here we go.
The team look to go on and build around their young quarterback, Drake May.
Let's see if I go 4 for 4 on the first 4.
With the 4th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell.
There we go, 4-4.
Tackle.
Will Campbell tackle. I thought that's the route they would go. Why is that?
A man who has been a star for a long
they
time.
like that offensive line, and I think a lot of teams are going to follow the Detroit Lions motto of building that offensive line. We've seen Detroit build it the last couple years, and people want to follow suit with these big linemen. Now, Will Campbell is a can he actually play tackle, or is he going to be a guard? That's a big pick there, but we'll see. Cleveland pick is in. So the Browns did actually do a selection. You know what? I'm going to go Mason Graham for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to go Mason Graham for the Cleveland Browns. That's who I got. I don't know. I'm taking a guess. They're going with Mason Graham. Raiders, I think they'll go offensive line as well. I'll say they go Amandu Membo. The Jets, I have the Jets going, oh, man. I mean, they could go tight end. They could go tight end. Colston, Loveland. It's possible.
That's exactly what New England needs.
Mel, is he the best?
Also talking about the linemen there. So, again, we got 517 in the chat. Continue to hit that like button. Jets go defense. Sanders to the Browns. Yeah, I think the Jets they could go defense for sure. But I'm actually going to go on a limb and say they go tight end here. I'll just go Loveland, I guess. It's hard to tell. No, Tyler Warren. I'll go Tyler Warren, for the Jets. For the Panthers, I think they trade out. Someone comes up. So let's see what we got going on. So I think that the Browns, I'm just taking a guess, they're going to go Mason Graham, defensive tackle. Pistons, 53, Knicks 66. Halftime right there for you.
Right? What do they do at quarterback moving forward?
Lions pick at 28, and we are on pick 5. So we have a ways to go. So come back. If you just want to see the Lions pick, I'd say come back about 10:45. But you may want to stay. Well, the Lions trade up. That's the problem. What if the Lions trade up? That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. If you were to miss that. It's all right, here, let's go into
I can tell you what right now Mike Vrabel's doing.
No, I can't do that. Did the noise get you copywritten? Sorry about that. Jets could trade back. Let's see. Lions trade down to the Giants and get Kayvon in a trade. That would be epic. I'm going to tell you right now, that would please me the most. because you would be killing 2 stones with 1 bird. And if you can kill 2 stones with 1 bird, that's what it's all about. And that would be dope, man. Having Kayvon and Hutch.
Look, I think
oh my God. I don't think that happens, but it'd be dope.
That all offseason we said they need to address. Will Campbell,
you saying Ashton to the Browns? I hope so. I want them to do that. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I want them to do it.
It was the expected pick. So the players that have been
drafted you kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Followed the process all through the last few months. They've been the players that we were expecting
2 stones
to hear
with
call
1
tonight.
bird.
Obviously, the huge shocker was Jacksonville trading up to number 2, and so the Browns
okay, we'll see what Cleveland does. They're on the clock right now. The pick is in. Here we go, folks. See what Cleveland's going to do.
The stage, and Molly is there with Will Campbell. Molly.
Oh, they're still talking to Will
You're just the second ever LSU O-lineman to be.
Okay, they're just talking to Will Campbell. I thought they were going to the selection here. So, in the comments right now, what is the next pick? I'm going to go Mason Graham. That's my guess. What do you guys got for Cleveland? So far, the players I expected to be gone are gone where I expected. I didn't know about the trade. You know, the trades are pretty difficult. Raiders are on the clock. I really want them to take Genty, or I want Cleveland to take Genty. I do not want Chicago to get Genty. That is what I'm wanting. Yeah, I'm going to go with I'm going to go Graham. I hope it's Genty, but I'm going to go Graham. It's hard to pass up. He's a big dude. Browns will be set for years with Graham. I know that's what I'm saying, because you'd have a sick defensive line. You're giving your their team's not going anywhere, so just build better players for your team. They're not going to go anywhere for a minute. So that's what the Lions did. They completely broke everything down and built it back up, and that's what you want to do, right? And so we'll see what happens here. But Cleveland did a hell of a good trade to start the draft. Is a smart decision that they did. So you got Gallopine says they take Shedeur Sanders. That's who they think they're going to take. Let's see. Yeah, no. Here we go.
5, and here comes the commissioner to announce the selection.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
Got it.
Defensive tackle, Michigan.
Got it. I went Mason Graham there. That's what I thought they're going to go to. Mason Graham from Michigan. He's not going to be able to go to Chicago. That's another player we're watching. Now, here's interesting. The Raiders are on the clock. I think they go offensive line. Unless their pick is in. So I'm going to say they go Armand Membo, offensive line. Right now, that's the way that I see them going, building that offense. Tom Brady got in there, and you look at Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. I know they would love to have weapons, but keeping that offensive line just seems like a smart thing. I don't want to go to Chicago. Genty, love to see Johnson, sad face. Yep, I agree with the Lions. Mason Graham will be a Lion in 4 years, right? And when he gets released, that would be crazy if they were to do that. Let me This one doesn't update like the other ones do, so apologize about that. So I'm going to go Amon Membo. Genty is going to the Raiders. I want him to go to the Raiders because I do not want him to go to the Bears. I want him to go to any team but the Bears. Pick is in for the Raiders. Jets are on the clock. For the Jets, I have them going Tyler Warren. I'm going to go tight end from Penn State. I think they go tight end. They got Justin Fields. They give him a weapon. Now, look, I would probably go a different route, but I'm not the Jets. But it's hard to tell what they're going to do, right? It's an organization that kind of does weird stuff. Damn, you like 5 for 5. But yeah, man. Hey, when it comes to Lions picks, I have not had any wrong since I started YouTube. Not a single first-round pick wrong. That's impossible. Like, if I get it tonight and I have them going Gray Zabel, if I get that tonight, I'm going to lose my ass. Okay, so I do a lot of work on this draft. Literally from the day, usually, well, when the Lions are bad, I start at week 4. But now the Lions are good. I literally jump right into it. And not just the Lions, but what other teams are going to do, because that's how you got to look at the draft. It's not what you're going to do. It's what your team is going to do and what other teams and what you think they're going to do. It takes, I take this stuff very serious. It's a big day for the channel. So let's see. Genty is a Raider, I bet. I hope so. I think they're going to go Membu, but I hope so. I'm watching the NFL draft right now. Yes, you are. You can play at a club. Dart, maybe. I see Jackson Dart. Like I said, I had the Lions trading out with the 28th pick out of the first round with the Giants for Jackson Dart. I think Shedeur Sanders goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what they pick at 21, that's where I think he goes. Because no quarterback right now. The New Orleans Saints, they need a quarterback, but their team blows all around. So it's like the next one's really the Steelers.
Says Mel, we were talking about Shedeur Sanders here. He has a
Thank
long
you, Bo
history
Booth. I appreciate
with Tom
you.
Brady. That conversation has pretty much died away completely. That was part
Now
of
they're
the
talking
early
about the
discussion. That's
Raiders.
not what we're expecting, at least here. They have Pete Carroll. You see him there in the draft room as the Raiders make their decision
Love
at
it,
number 6.
What about Geno Smith now, right? Pete Carroll are tied together. He made Geno great, right? An outstanding quarterback in this league. He still has probably 3 years left where he can play at a very solid level. So for Geno Smith,
Shamar Stewart, Lions at 28.
Sherman
Stewart.
Run the
The reason
I
don't know. Will he be there? It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. I would love to get to pass rush. I'd love to get to pass rush. That's why I don't want to see pass rushers come off the board. You don't want to see them come off the board. You want them to be on the board. Take all the other players. We need pass rush. Leave offensive line and pass rush alone. Go any other direction, NFL teams. Leave those two positions alone. Pick his in.
You would think that Pete Carroll, considering where he came from and what his philosophy is, he'd be sitting there going, how do we not take the guy?
Yeah.
It's a team that has a lot of holes, and so one
the Raiders may have went Genty because he's off the board, folks.
With as many needs
I hope I'm right. I hope I'm wrong in the initial pick, and I hope I'm right now.
Towards the microphone, here come the Raiders at 6.
With the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty.
Yes! Ha-ha! Now, I was wrong with the pick, but I'm happy. Guess what, Bears? You don't get Genty. No Jahmyr Gibbs for you. No player that's going to take the top off us. Ha, 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 ha. You tried to, but the Raiders stole your player. Genty to the Raiders. We don't have to deal with this guy in the NFC. Go over there to the AFC. You're a problem over there. Now I am happy. This is the type of stuff that puts a smile on my face. They went Genty. Thank God. I'm glad I'm wrong. That means he's not going to be a Bear. Jets are on the clock here. Boy, you got Jalen Walker sitting on the board. He's nice, but I just got a gut feeling they're going offensive line. Amon Membu. I destroy the name every time. Bears suck. Hey, they said it during the draft. It was great. The Bears still suck. I love it. Yes, JJA78. Who got it right in the comments? I'm going to show you some love right now. In the comments right now, who got it right? I will shout you out. JJA78 is correct. Love it. He was the one player I was worried about this whole draft was Genty. He's definitely a Raider. Love it. Yes, sir. JJ got it right. If you else got it right, just let me know. And Genty is happy as a mug. I love it. Love it. Bears so mad they leave the draft room for an hour.
Finally come around to the running back after all these years.
I'll meet you.
Oh! In celebration, I may just watch some Genty highlights after the draft to celebrate that Chicago just got rammed. And we enjoy that. Now, I got to tell you, generally speaking, I don't care about the ramming. But, as of late, I feel like that has happened to me for the last little of bit. So it is nice to see Chicago get a little bit of ramming. We love it here to see Chicago hurt. Now, the next thing would be love to see somehow Green Bay get F'd by the Lions. I think that would be great, right? Everyone wants to be the Lions now. It's facts. It's facts.
On the perimeter.
They said this. What'd they say a couple years ago, folks? Oh, we don't take the running backs in the first round. You don't do that because of positional value. Dun 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 dun. Then we get a guy named Jahmyr Gibbs. The Lions take him at 12. Everybody freaks out. And now everybody wants to have a Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, look now. The value of the running back flying back up. And they mocked our general manager, who looks like Boo-Boo the Fool now. You got teams. They're taking over the way we operate. They're building offensive lines. They're getting former coaches or former players as coaches. The Lions lead the way. We got a $10 super chat by Thomas Leach. Let's get it right here.
Ultra Combo.
Says, love the channel. Love the Lions. Let's go. Thank you so much, my friend. And I appreciate you, Thomas Leach. We love it. Anything to celebrate here on Detroit with the Lions and screwing the other teams. And, of course, super chats is all lovey-dovey here. Let me get this on there for you. So let's talk about Aaron Glenn's first draft. Who do you guys think that the Jets are going to draft? Who do you think, folks? Who do you think the Jets are going to draft? Again, I'm going to go with Tyler Warren. That's who I got. Carolina's on the clock. I expect them to trade out. So look for the Panthers to trade back. Maybe the Bears trade up a couple spots. Maybe they want to get McMillan. Tatua McMillan. I can't say it. Tet McMillan. He's like the last superstar, I guess, like offensive, not superstar, but star, right? Let's see. Yeah, I got zero clue. Jets could go anywhere with this pick. Aaron Glenn just drafted. You meant Ben Johnson. Aaron Glenn, Aaron Glenn's pick is in right now for the New York Jets, and I think that I go Tyler Warren. Well, let's see. Tyler Warren got a weapon at lineman. Yeah, he's great blocker too. AG isn't dumb, and I hope seriously I would probably go offensive line or something else. AG's not dumb. Who knows what they're gonna do? But I'm just gonna guess Tyler Warren. I'm wrong for one. Mike, I would not be mad at all if we go Gray Zabel as the first pick. He's the dog. That's what I got, right? But he could get picked before the Lions. The Lions, there's a lot of players that they would like to have, 100%. And he's on that list. Maybe offensive line. They could. They go defensive line, offensive line. The Jets have been really quiet. I'm just taking a guess. I honestly, if I'm the Jets, I'm probably go Jalen Walker, but I think they go Tyler Warren. Yes, just absolute guess. Amenio is going to be now. I'm still. Oh, okay. Stoned. I feel you. Very embarrassing. Let's see. I never understood why running backs were considered essentially worthless. I was born in the 70s, and they're stars of the offense and the quarterback. I don't understand it. Here's the thing. I don't give a care what position you are. I don't really believe in the positional value. I'm going to ask you a question right now. Safety is not a positional value that they generally talk about as one they draft high. But I can guarantee you, Brian Branch, if redrafted, is probably in the top 10. Top 10 draft pick, right? So who cares sometimes, right, on positional value? It's got to be the right player. Like Sam Laporta was the right player. Penei Sewell was the right player. So it's just, and you got to have the coaching staff on teams to coach the players up. So it's not all on the players too. And you got to have coaches that are ability to get the best out of these players. And some teams just suck at that. It's point blank. They absolutely stink their cheeks at that. And so I can't, you were saying, let's see, I love this channel. Detroit stand up. Detroit what? Shout out to Kaniva from D12. Shout me out. Huge shout out to Kaniva. Appreciate you. Taylor Decker, man, joining LNU. Appreciate you out there giving some love to this team and to the Lions here. They should do what Mel Kiper says. I got to tell you right now, a lot of people rip on Mel Kiper. Not me. I get it. I'm not going to lie. I like listening to the videos on YouTube of Mel Kiper talk. I like watching these mock drafts. He entertains me. I think that he gets a lot of grief. Yeah, of course not going to get everything right. It's nearly impossible to get everything right. And he's just going by generally his values and stuff. So I know he gets wrong, and a lot of people rip on Mel Kiper. But I think he is OG of the draft, and I like all these draft people because it's fun. It's fun. All right, we're coming back for the draft. Who do you think the Lions should draft? Who do I think they should? I'd love them to get an edge. We don't know, but I think they're going to go. I have Gray Zabel. Maybe I would love to go edge. We just don't know who's going to be there. All right.
Aaron Glenn, a lot of news.
Here we go. Jets are about to announce.
Let's see which direction they go. The 7th pick of the draft is in, and here comes the commissioner to make the announcement.
Looking for Aaron Glenn.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Armand Membu.
That's what I got. So I'm
Missouri.
6 for 7 right now. I got Armand Membu going to the Jets. He went to the Jets. That's kind of where I thought they'd go with the that was completely wrong. The Jets go Armand Membu. Oh, completely wrong there. They went offensive line. Sorry. So I got that one wrong. But the right pick for Aaron Glenn building the offensive line. He's not stupid. He watched Penei Sewell. Loved the pick. I thought they would go tight end. Happy they didn't go that route. Armand Membu, build that offensive line. Your team, again, Justin Fields is not going to take him to a Super Bowl. Build the offensive line. The Lions have shown how to do it. And I love Membu as a selection for them. They're going to be better with that offensive line. Now, Carolina, the pick is in. I don't know what the hell they do here. This is guess. I don't know. Carolina, I thought they'd trade out. They didn't. I have zero idea what the hell they do. Maybe they go with wide receiver. Maybe they go McMillan here because they need a lot on that team. That's the thing. So it's a guess. Complete guess for the Panthers. I'll go McMillan. Absolute complete guess. I don't know. Let's see, all the love to AG, not Benedict Johnson. Why would I show love to Benedict Johnson? Well, Benedict Johnson took the job from the Bears right after we lost the game. So that was sus. All right, that was sus. AG didn't talk crap about Jared Goff. He didn't take shots at anybody. So there's a difference. So as much as I thought Ben Johnson is the better coordinator, AG, to me, is the better coach just already. AG has no idea what he's doing. I thought that was a great pick. It's a good start to their draft. No, I agree, Mike. I love AG. Ben Johnson. Yep. So good pick for the New York Jets. Carolina Panthers, I'm just guessing. I have zero idea. I'll go Tet McMillan. I don't know. What's your guys' guess? Your guess is good as mine. I may have to take a quick break here. Because we've been on for a couple hours. So I may do a shout-out to the sponsor of today's stream really, really quick while it is on a commercial anyways. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. It is the best ticketing app, the #1 trusted app for me, and the app that I want you guys to get. It has so many great features, specialized in last-minute deals, and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theaters, it don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA, Pistons, a lot going on. And the best part about Game Time is that you can see the price of your ticket right up front. And when you're doing all the pricing, you're not getting surprised by hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find tickets that is cheaper in a different ticketing app or service in the exact same seat, same row, same everything, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Go see concerts this summer in Detroit. So get started today and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section, you plug in Chat Sports, ChatSports, to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You have to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. Now, the link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So download Game Time app. It's last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. Alrighty, folks, we are back after that quick. Right now, they're doing an ads. You're not missing any of the picks anyway, so let me get this a little bit better for you. The pick is in, and the Saints are on the clock. Let's see if we can get an early sneak of potentially who is gone, and I can tell you who is gone. They pick is in for the Carolina Panthers, and they decided to go edge rusher from Georgia. So that's what they're going to do here. Why? Because he just got taken off the board. I thought that potentially, could be an option for them. We didn't really know what the hell the Panthers are going to do. They're a team you didn't know. So the Saints are on the clock. They have a hole at many spots on this team. Quarterback being one. I don't think they take a quarterback here. I don't know what they do. The Saints, they got maybe offensive line, but boy, oh boy, they've already went off the board pretty quickly. I don't see them doing that. What in the world do they do? Well, I'll tell you what, if Tyler Warren falls to 10, he's going to be a Chicago Bear. If Tyler Warren falls to 10, and I don't think that the Saints is going to go with a tight end at that spot. They can go, man, that's a tough spot. That's a tough spot. It really does fall off a little bit. If they wanted to go that Walter Nolan, that's way too early in my opinion. Boy, yeah, that's tough.
Back in Green Bay, Mel, let's look at your best available players, brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott.
Not yet had any major...
Jalen Walker, he's going to be going to the Carolina Panthers. So he's got taken off the board. So Jalen Walker, pass rusher, linebacker, when you want to do it, he's going to be going to the Carolina Panthers as they're just probably taking BPAs. That team is just, they need a lot of talent over there. What do the Saints do? Damn, they go in 100 different routes here. It's hard to tell what they're going to do. I don't know.
If you're just joining us, most of the picks that we've had tonight have been the players we expected to be drafted. There was one major change, which was the draft
here. We know it's going to be Walker.
Early in the trade, the Jacksonville Jaguars moving up to number 2 with the Browns. The 8th pick is in the Carolina Panthers, and here's the commissioner.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teterola McMillan.
Oh, they went Teterola McMillan.
Arizona.
That's what I guessed it too. I just thought they were. I guessed it, so I guessed Teterola McMillan.
They call him T-Mac.
That was a complete and utter guess. I thought it was going to be Jalen Walker because he came off the board, but I didn't realize that Tet came off the board. So I was correct there. So I've got 6 correct, 2 wrong. Tet goes to the Panthers. They get another wide receiver. Now it's got to be Jalen Walker to the Saints, right? Jalen Walker's got to be the Saints then. So Jalen Walker's going to the Saints. The Bears then, they're going to go Tyler Warren from Penn State tight end. Watch. Tight ends fell to the Bears. They're going to take the tight end, and that's fine. I don't care.
It's his forte. That's why
I'm not big into taking the tight end early. I think a lot of Lions fans are not. Every time they say these tight ends are going to be the greatest thing in sliced bread, generally speaking, it's the second-round players that do well. So they go Tet. That's the big offensive skilled players, pretty much off the board, unless you're talking tight end here. But the Saints, they're going to go their defensive line. Good pick. Let's see. The Bears want a water boy and some towels for the 6th round from the Lions in their round pick. The Lions need to get a cornerback that they just They just released DJ Reed. The Lions we literally just signed DJ Reed. How could you possibly we just signed him in free agency. McMillan working some Panthers GM duty. Let's see. Okay, virtual. We could focus on either. 2nd, Sanders to the Saints. No, I'm going to go with Sanders to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will Mike Green be available at 28? If he is, I don't think the Lions draft him because of the issues. That's where I'm going with. What cornerback left for the Lions then? I don't think they're going cornerback with that first pick. We have too many corners on the roster right now. I'm going to go with Will Johnson from the Saints. For the Saints, you going Will Johnson for the Saints? I'm going to go with Walker because he's off the board. So I think that's the pick. The Bears, I'm going to go with Tyler Warren. Bears draft Mike Green. That would be crazy if that happened. I hope Jack Sawyer, man, that would be a huge shocker, by the way. That would be a massive shock. Reed, still with the Lions. Yeah, we signed him in free agency, so we went to just sign him to just release him. Oh, you're thinking Carlton Davis. Yeah, so Carlton, yeah, but we signed DJ Reed. So DJ Reed is actually graded higher than Carlton Davis. And then you got Terrion Arnold, you got Amik Robertson, and you got Ernest Rakestraw. One of these guys is not going to play. It's probably going to be Ernest Rakestraw. So then you draft another guy, then two of these guys is not going to play. That's why I don't think it will be the case. So I have McMillan as the 5th best receiver in the mock draft from January. He's jumping because there's the wide receiver market in this year's draft is cheeks. Absolute cheeks. If the Lions got Sawyer, Sawyer, I like him in the 2nd round. I don't think he'd be I think he's a 2nd round pick. I think the Lions going to go in a different round or different player in the 2nd round, Josiah Stewart. That's what I got. Okay,
Might be a bit of a surprise to some. In the meantime, Verizon Business brings us back to the stage, and Molly is with Teterow and McMillan. Molly.
Okay. All right, folks, can we get to 300 likes? We got 615 in the building. The likes do help the channel out. It's what pushes the stream out there. It's what we get more viewers. So a lot of people don't have the ability to listen to the draft. They don't know about their players and selections. So if you could please smash that like button, it pushes the stream out there for folks who can't. So I do appreciate that. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we do this every single game day with a live stream watch party. It's much different than this, right? Because I'm doing play-by-play commentary, dropping videos every single day for the Detroit Lions. And on Thursday, we're live. So make sure you do that. Also, I'm on ESPN Radio. Check that out, too. I'll be on 96.1 FM tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. West Michigan, I'll place all the information and links if you don't live in that area on my Facebook. So I appreciate you all in here right now. Just waiting for the selection to take place. You're not missing anything. Let's see. I hope the Lions won't draft Scorton. I think he'd be available at 28. Let's see the Alfred. I don't care if he's like he's known. He's good defense and his good pass rushing. If watched Ohio State, Zach like Hutchinson. I wouldn't say Jack Sawyer is like Hutchinson, but he does got his motor is like that, right? He never gives up. He's not as polished. That's why he'd be a 2nd-round pick, but he definitely fits Dan Campbell's type of
back to Drew Brees. I see similarities to Drew
100%.
coming out. Arm strength question, similar size, right? He was going to go to Miami. He didn't because of the shoulder, right? He ends up in New Orleans, wins a Super Bowl, right? You think about where we are right now with Shedeur Sanders in this pick. I remember a few years back when the Saints traded up in the 1st round. Thought it was going to be Lamar Jackson. It was Marcus
Davenport. See what the
Davenport,
Saints officially are
San
going to do
Antonio.
here.
The division, the 2 former number 1 pick overalls, and Baker and Bryce.
Thank you for 300 likes, folks. Appreciate you guys.
That's what they've done. Here's the commissioner to announce the pick for New Orleans.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle, Texas.
Okay, they're going offensive line here. I don't know why Jalen Walker just came on here, so I don't know what's going on with the best available, so I apologize. So we're not really going to just go off this here because clearly it's wrong. So they go offensive line, Kelvin Banks. Hey, offensive linemen are flying off the freaking board right now. They are flying off the board right now. Boy, if you need a tackle, you best be trading up because this is crazy. Let's see how many tackles. 1, 2, 3. 3 tackles already taken in the top 9. Holy crap, that's a lot. I'm going to take this hat off. I am sweating like crazy in here. The Bears are on the clock. I think they go Tyler Warren. They need to get a tight end. That's the route that I got them going with. Tight end there. So I was wrong about the last pick. Mike Green to Chicago. He's saying Green to Chicago. If Green goes to Chicago, that would be the biggest surprise of the draft. Heard Kelvin Banks had really high grades. Yeah, look, a lot of people want linemen, and that was the rumor of the draft. His line is going to go quick, tackle, and that's exactly what's taking place here. Bears take a punter. Please do so. Take a punter. But I think they go Tyler Warren. And the pick is in for the Bears. You know we're going to hear that, and I hope Green Bay boos them. And then San Francisco's on the clock. From here, I have, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Lots of defensive players still sitting there. A lot. Yep, Bears take Warren and realize they are cheeks. Bears take Loveland. So he's going Loveland. Only 2 defenders drafted so far. Derek Harmon. So everyone's speculating right now what's going on with the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears. Sure, I'm just going through a lot of this stuff here. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
Well, we have an update on the scheduling release. Laura Rutledge and Colleen Wolfe
got some breaking news about the schedule.
Ladies and gentlemen, NFL fans everywhere, hold on to your hats because boy, do we have an announcement for you. Live from the heart of the NFL draft right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Let's go.
That's right, Colleen. The schedule release marks a pivotal moment in the NFL calendar. It sets the stage for a thrilling season.
Yeah, this is when we get to geek out over every single game and bye week, the primetime revenge and rematches, those late season divisional dates that end up deciding playoff spots. And who's playing at Lambeau in December?
Ooh, we're going to have to find out. You'll find out soon, okay? How about these rookies, the players who are drafted here tonight? When and where do they make their NFL debuts? We're going to find that out as well. Let's not forget the expanding lineup of international games as well as Christmas, Thanksgiving Day. There's so many captivating matchups. It's the best.
Yes, because nothing says holiday cheer like watching your team destroy another. So, without further ado, everybody, get it together, mark your calendars, set your alarms. The schedule will be dropped on May 14th. There we go.
May 14th schedule release, folks.
We can't wait. You can tweet it out, tell everybody, and don't miss it.
All right, folks, they're just talking about schedule release. It's May 14. We will definitely be ready for that to talk about.
Around the schedule release, tune into NFL Network as well as ESPN2.
So much.
Full coverage of the thrilling 2025 matchups. May 14th just around the corner, too.
I know. It's basically here at this point. Guys, get ready and buckle up for the greatest season of your lives.
Okay, so May 14, the schedule release is coming out. I have a bold prediction. The Detroit Lions will travel to Philadelphia for Week 1 of the 2025 NFL season. I had the Lions traveling Week 1 to Philadelphia. That's what I think. That's what I would like to do. Picks in for Chicago. Boo them! Boo Chicago! Chicago.
In any American professional sport, and that includes all of them. Quite like the Bears and the Packers, which goes back to the very beginning of the National Football League's history. And so
hey, put hashtag FCB in the comments. Hashtag F.
Here
Chicago
comes
Bears.
Goodell to announce Chicago's selection at 10.
Yesterday, the NFL family lost a true legend. Bears Hall of Famer Steve McMichael. My heart is with the McMichael family during this incredibly difficult time.
What's going on with the commish,
Misty, please know that you are in our thoughts and prayers. Mongo's remarkable contributions to the game and the community will never be forgotten. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. 50 years ago, with the 4th pick in the 1975 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears selected one of Steve McMichael's teammates and closest friends, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State.
You guys listen to this while I do stuff.
Walter would go on to rush for nearly 17,000 yards and 110 touchdowns over 13 seasons, all with the Chicago Bears. As you heard earlier, the NFL continues to honor Sweetness, not only for his performance and excellence on the field, but also his commitment to give back to his community with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. So with the 10th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland, they're going tight end.
Michigan.
Okay, Colston Loveland, tight end, going to Chicago. They decided to go the tight end.
Grew up on a farm in Bliss, Idaho.
There you go. They got a tight end in Chicago. Good for them to get a tight end. I'm fine with that. Have your tight end. That's cool. I understand he's a stud. I understand he's good. He ain't Ashton Genty. Thank you. I know he could be good and he could be a wrecker, but I'm cool with that. Take tight end. I don't like taking tight ends early in a draft, ever. All right, so you have the pick is in for San Francisco. Man, who knows where they go here? They go defensive line. They go like Derek Harmon. They go Walter Nolan. They could go anywhere. Their whole team is dreaded right now with the defensive line sabotage. Folks, in the comments right now, grade the Bears selection. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give this one, I'll give it a B. I'll be nice. I'll give it a B. Grade the Bears selection there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B. I'm not a big fan of taking a tight end in the top 10, but he is a good player. And there's not, honestly, it really does kind of fall off a cliff a little bit. A couple picks above. So I'll give it a B. A B grade. I'd say B minus. We got C, B, C, C plus, B minus, B, C plus. Top 10 laughing. It says B from Gary. C, incomplete. Loveland is solid. He is solid. C, Bears are basement dwellers. We'll see if they're basement dwellers this year. Let's see. A, F minus. F, B, J. Going Walter Nolan. They could go, man, they go in here. Who knows what they're going to go? They could go Walter Nolan. We just don't really know. We don't know, folks. Can you guys go ahead and hit that like button to get the 350 likes? We got 650 people in the chat. If we can get to 350 likes, that's 26 more. That would be absolutely grand. I would appreciate that. We got a long ways to go till the Detroit Lions are picking. Now, we're getting, I wouldn't say we're getting to areas that the Lions could trade. I would say, we've seen them trade up from 32 to 12 before. I don't think they do that this year. But just keep an eye open just in case, right? The Lions could trade up. I think it's more the odds of them trading back, but we'll see what they do. You're not missing anything. There's a commercial break going on. The pick is in for San Francisco, just waiting for whoever they select there. They can go trade it down, get the player. So many edge rushers. The Lions are keeping Jameson Williams. I think they're keeping Jameson Williams. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me for them to do it. I'm just going to guess they go Walter Nolan with San Francisco. I'm going to go with Dallas Cowboys. They're going to go wide receiver. I think they do need a wide receiver pretty bad. I'll go with Matthew Golden. Oh, that's why Jalen Walker is off here. He's flew up to the top. So that's why it did that. So there we go. Let's get that one right. So I say they go, maybe San Francisco goes Jalen Walker, Dallas Cowboys go Matthew Golden. We'll see. I don't know. They go a million different routes here for San Francisco. Heard the Lions called about Ramsey. Could it be that's why they released Reed? We did not release a player. I don't know where anyone is saying this, that we released players here. We did not release any player at all. I don't see any news of the Lions releasing any player. We just signed DJ Reed. We literally signed him in free agency, so I don't see that anything of it like that. Let's see. Yeah, Laporta is much more talented than Love, plus Laporta is more experienced. Ben is way trying to recreate the Lions roster. I know, man. It's, I get it, but I think you're trying just a little bit too hard, man. A little bit too hard. I'm just happy Chicago didn't get Genty. I'm really, really happy about that. Hearing that they released Reed, do I have to give Over the Line Syndicate a mouthful? I have not heard anything about him being released. I'm not where this is coming from. I have heard nothing on it. Let me see. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, really I'm seeing nothing on it. Not at all. Nothing at all. on that. Let's see. Mikal to the 49ers. They're going Mikal Williams. They go pass rusher. They're Mikal Williams. Interesting selection there. Jalen Walker is still on the board. If he keeps slipping,
The San Francisco 49ers are on the clock at number 11.
Jalen Walker is
slipping.
slipping.
Shedeur Sanders, who is in Texas tonight, waiting to hear his name be called. Now, it has been one of the big storylines leading up to this draft that if Shedeur Sanders or any of the quarterbacks lasted beyond the 9th selection.
They're talking about Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Shedeur gets drafted until Steelers. So they talk about him a lot in this year's draft. I get it, like he's a quarterback and his dad's Dion, but come on, man. Just draft Jack Sawyer so we can move on, Brad. Jack Sawyer, you're going to have to wait a little bit. He's not going to be a first-round pick. I like Jack Sawyer, though. I do. I've had him, I think, in my first. Let's get to this.
Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21, but there are no assurances that the Steelers take him. And if they don't take him at 21, then it's possible Shedeur Sanders could slip out of the first round and into the second round on Friday night.
All right, Shefty, thank you very much. And obviously, at any point, a team could wind up trading.
So you're just talking about, like I said, I think it'd be Pittsburgh. I think a team, I don't know, team would definitely trade up for him, I think, in the end of the first round. I think he goes to Pittsburgh, though. Let's get the San Francisco pick.
Special message from United States service members stationed at Yokota Air Base in Japan.
Hello from United States Forces Japan. I'm Sergeant Mitchell Johnson. I'm here with service members from the United States Army, Marine Corps, and Navy. We are proud to announce that this year we are celebrating our 250th anniversary. We are grateful for the opportunity to partner with the NFL Salute to Service and the USO in introducing the San Francisco 49ers 2025 draft pick.
With the San Francisco 49ers draft pick, back to you in Green Bay.
Here we go. Kel Williams. USA. LA
Thank you to
Knight,
our men and women who serve in the United States military for your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom. With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Michael Williams, defensive end, Georgia.
The five sack prototypical 265 pass rusher from Georgia. He has all the arm length, the ability, everything, the prototypical size that you want. With that said, he has not produced like you would like to see on the field. Can he take that level to San Francisco? We'll see. Now, San Francisco's got a great coaching staff. I think that's a good organization to go to. With that said, hey, we'll see. He was one of those guys that I personally am always about the play on the field instead of just the intangibles. See what he does. See what he does over there. But again, Jalen Walker's on the board.
Coming after the quarterback off the edge. I thought he.
You have Dallas Cowboys there on the clock. I'm going to just go with Matthew Golden. I 100% think they're going to go wide receiver here. And they've brought him in. It makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Cowboys select Mike Green. Everybody keeps saying Mike Green. Thank you for your service. Absolutely, folks out there. If you're a veteran, a service member, I want to thank you for your service, serving our country. God bless you from the bottom of my heart, as I am a veteran myself, and I love our service members. So thank you for serving our country. Look, you may work in the medical field. You're a nurse. You may be a firefighter, a police officer. Thank you for your service into our country, our state, our city, and our protection. You guys are the real deal.
Create two bookends, but is he going to be able to live up to this feeling?
All right, pick is in for the Dallas Cowboys. The pick is in for the boys. Them boys. I have the boys going Matthew Golden.
Should bear.
All right, see, U.S. Navy vet, served in United States Air Force. Thank you for serving. Let's see, JMO slander will not be tolerated. Yeah, look, man, I'm telling you right now, y'all want Jameis. The people that want him traded would be really pissed when our offense take a significant fall. They're not. I don't believe they're trading Jameson Williams. I didn't believe it before. I didn't believe it.
One to make with their new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. Here comes the commissioner to the stage. The Cowboys at 12, ready to make the selection.
Here we go.
With the 12th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker.
Oh, offensive line! Booker going early. I love Booker.
Just turned 21.
You know, I was thinking maybe in the 20s for Booker, going all the way to 12 to the Dallas Cowboys, the great lineman from Alabama, the Lions. I thought the Lions would like him, but my God, offensive line is going crazy in this year's draft. Great news for defensive talent right now because it is a lot of offense, folks. Offense. Look at this. Quarterback. Of course, you got Hunter, who's a cornerback, wide receiver, edge, offensive tackle. Then DT, running back, offensive tackle, wide receiver, offensive tackle, tight end, edge, and now another lineman. My God, we're having some defensive talent fall in the draft. This is what we love about the NFL draft. You have no idea how things are going to go. And right now, defense is falling like last year. This is crazy. I didn't expect this. You know, why don't we trade up now? Well, we got to wait a little bit. It's only at pick 13. Wait till we get, I don't know, pick 20. If it keeps going this way, the Lions may do something like that, right? Because you're having players fall right now. I'll be right back.
Cowboys had to do.
I got to get me a drink real quick.
But building the trenches is something that Dallas is trying to do, right? I mean, Tyler Booker, he's someone who's, at 6'4" and 321. But I thought when he did get locked on to people, when he did, he could actually absolutely move some people. He'll probably play the right guard. Tyler Smith will play the left guard. And you see him here on some of those combo blocks. When he's able to get his hands inside and get his legs moving, he's going to get some surface removal. He's going to get some people knocked off the ball. I did think, we got...
All right, folks, we are back. Sorry about that real quick there. This is a fun draft right now. All I can say, this is fun because it is definitely not the way that it's definitely switched up with all this offense. Less like last year, man. Offense kept going, and defense was the reason it was falling. And man, I hope it continues like this because look, we need defense, guys. Let's keep it a buck. I want offensive line just as much as anybody else. But boy, oh boy, if we can get a nice defensive lineman that falls to 28, or if the Lions want to trade up that someone has fallen, oh my God. And guess what? Now we all got to keep your ears posted now. Keep your ears posted in this year's draft, folks.
With a first-round player in the Dallas Cowboys.
A lot of stuff
making
taking
their
place.
Selection there at number 12, which leaves the Dolphins on the clock here at number 13.
Who knows what Miami do? They go offensive line too. Tua Tagovailoa has got more concussions than the size of Mount Everest. I mean, he literally needs to have the juggernaut helmet to play quarterback in the NFL. So maybe they go offensive line. I don't know what they do. We're hearing that
by the Cowboys,
they could trade Jalen Ramsey. I think that'd be like a
we talked about plenty on Get Up all morning long.
So you don't have to worry about that
Verizon here. Business takes us down to the stage, and Molly McGrath is with Tyler Booker. Molly.
Tyler, a lot of emotion.
Yeah, he's talking to Tyler Booker again. It's a great selection for the Dallas Cowboys. That was the smart decision. Booker is a great lineman. He's going to help that offensive line out. You're seeing a lot of organizations right now kind of do the right thing. I mean, your bill. They're literally doing what Brad Holmes has put out there. You build the offense and offensive line. Everyone's doing it. Let's see, Mike, what's your thoughts on if the Lions draft Sanders in day 2? No, they're not going to draft Sanders. He's not going to be a Detroit Lion. Let's see. But we hope they fall because the Lions could trade out of the pick, right? But I have Sanders going to Steelers. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. Do you have the JT guy in the round of Ohio State? Yeah. Let's see. Jonah Monia's center. What about the other Sanders? Yeah, I'd have to. Only time will tell. Will Johnson, Dolphins. Okay, so they're going to go cornerback right there. Yeah, please don't spoil the picks, though. I mean, I had no idea what the hell the Miami Dolphins were going to do. Let's keep it a buck. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. So if they want to go corner, that's fine. I don't care what they do. Derek Harmon to the Lions. That'd be a solid pick. But will he be there? I don't know. We got corners coming off the board now, and that's great. I don't mind a corner coming off the board. We don't need a corner. Cool, take all it. If they're going to go defense, be taken, go corner. You can take that right now. I don't care. The Finns go, let's see just what I think. Only watching here. And they 100% with the Jalen Ramsey trade stuff, of course they can. The corner makes sense. Let's see, what about Barry Sanders, the GOAT? Best tight end available. Hey, one more like to 350. One more like to 350. Smash that like button, folks. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy up to 350. We are live for the 2025 NFL Draft, and everything is going great. Yeah. So just talking BS on the people. This is taking too long. Survivalists, the draft is long as a mile. That's why I'm only going live tonight. I won't be live for the draft tomorrow. I will do a video on every single draft pick the Lions do, but I'm not going to be live for the draft. That's a lie. And the days 4 through 7, that one's impossible. That will put you in a coma. So, yeah, we'll be only live for today in the first round, and that's cool. Let's see. I hope so. Lions Nation. Yep. The thing is, JT Tuimoloau will be available in this round. CBS Sports giving Jacksonville an A for the trade. A? The trade? I don't think that's... I think that's... I'd get... The Jacksonville? Hell nah. I'm giving that... I think Cleveland got that win. I think Cleveland won that trade. They got... When you get next year's first-round pick on a team that sucks, Jacksonville, a huge chance they have a top 10 pick or a top 5 draft pick. That's a big lot. Like right now, yay, they got their player. But next year, what if they only go like 4 wins this year? Dude, that's going to set that franchise back for a year. Like that's a big loss. I would never give up. If you're a team that's bad, okay, the Lions, you give up a first-round pick in next year's draft, you're talking about a terrible draft pick, damn near a second-round draft pick. It's going to be 5 at the bottom of the back. You're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars? Man, Cleveland just made the smartest. That was such a smart trade. They get next year's first-round pick. That's massive. That's massive for that. That's literally they're getting like it will end up being like 3 players for 1, and then you're talking about 2 big picks, and they don't move down to 2 to 5. So they move 3 spots to get a freaking early first-round pick. That's a great trade.
Back to Green Bay, where the Miami Dolphins are currently on the clock. We are a dozen picks in to round 1 here of the 2025 National Football League Draft.
All right, folks, get the 400 likes. 400, we are 17 away at this point. 17 away, smash that good old like button.
Picks have been coming relatively quickly tonight. Very few of the teams have taken the full 10 minutes they usually do.
All right, got another one. Mr. Roger
Goodell. And the commissioner is here to announce the selection.
With the 13th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan.
We're going defensive tackle, Michigan, Kenneth Grant over there. All right, goes to Miami. Who knows what, I didn't know what the hell they're going to do here. Yeah, it was a great pick for the Dolphins, smart pick, right? There's a lot of smart picks that's taken place here. Defensive tackle, guard, edge, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, offensive tackle, edge. So much trenches. Look what Brad Holmes has done. Look what they have done. Every team's doing it. Now, Indianapolis, I expect them to go tight end, Tyler Warren. That's what everybody said. They're just going to go tight end, so that makes sense there. Atlanta Falcons, I think they go Jalen Walker. They need a pass rusher big time. Arizona Cardinals, I don't know what they need. They could go in 5,000 different ways. The Bengals, they could probably go pass rusher because of Trey Hendrickson. You got James Pierce. Let's see, Seattle Seahawks. They're in an absolute and utter rebuild. They can go in any different direction. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would expect pass rush. Denver Broncos, they may go running back. Or Matthew Golden, they would probably want to give another weapon to them. Pittsburgh Steelers, I've gotten them go Shedeur Sanders. We got a super chat, Damian Siegel for $1.99.
Combo breaker! Ultra combo!
Thank you so much for your 10th super, Damian, for that $1.99 super chat. God bless you, my friend.
This kid has tremendous upside.
I truly do appreciate it. I absolutely love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Colts are on the clock. See what they do, but I'm going to go with Tyler Warren, tight end.
The conversation. These picks have had a very distinctly different feel, Cap, from the first 13 a year ago.
Yeah, Grady, what a difference a year makes, right? Last year, the first 14 picks in the draft were all offensive players. That is the longest streak at any point in the common draft era. So far this year, through 13 picks, 9 offense, 5 defense. That adds up to 14. That's because Travis Hunter, we're counting on both sides.
Yeah, man. So, like, right now, offense is, it's got picked apart, but now we can see some defensive players start to come off the board. What do you think about Indy Stadium? I think it's a kind of a bland stadium, to keep it a buck. A little bit bland, in all honesty. It's just a normal stadium.
Shouldn't they go?
But I prefer domes.
With the 14th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren.
There you go, Tyler
Tight
Warren.
end, Penn State.
So they go tight end there. It's kind of what everybody expected. Atlanta, I'm going to go with Jalen Walker. I think they go pass rush here. Jalen Walker from Georgia going to Atlanta. That's what I think is next.
Football history. He won the Mackey Award as the nation's top tight end.
All right. 2 tight ends taken in the top 14 picks. Holy crap, that doesn't happen much. How many times have that happened in draft era, to go 2 tight ends that early in a draft? Wow. Lions do when they drafted Hutchinson. Let's see, I think Sawyer, but it's just me. Do you guys think the Colts should get Sanders? No, the Colts went, they got tight end Tyler Warren. Atlanta on the clock. Pass rush seems to be their significant need. Micro, who's better, Sawyer or Tuimalolu? I don't know. It's hard. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. To keep it a buck, I don't know who would be better. Yeah, I could say Jack Sawyer could be better, or Tuimalolu would be better, but I honestly don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Joshua Pascal, he was liked in the second round, didn't work out too well. Lee McNeil was not the most. Everyone liked him, so it's hard to tell. I'll just go with a guess of Jack. That's a guess. Your guess is as good as mine. Hey, I can't tell you how these players. You ask me in 3 years when we know. Because I got to tell you a buck. Like, I've done drafts, and I've been excited about picks, and I've not been excited about picks. And excited picks end up being butt cheeks, and picks that you're not excited about end up being really good. So we'll just see how that works. We drafted Hawk when he was 2 tight ends because the Broncos took Fant. Yep, Batman to the cave. Oh, yeah, that's right. Noah Fant and Hawk. That's right. That was early, too.
College career, by the way, the last time the Colts took a first.
Let me get this updated for you all. We are on pick 15. We are nearly halfway through the draft. There you go. Hawk is soft. JT is better. All the best prospects coming out of Michigan. Michigan's got some good prospects. Damn straight. They've been good for a long time. Alabama, Michigan, Ohio's got some good players. Sorry for all the later rounds. Yeah, I have second round pick, maybe third in that area. I don't think he'll be a first round pick unless the Lions like fell in love with him. I just don't see that. Maybe they trade out or something. Definite glad Graham got drafted early. Donovan Ezirku to the Lions. He deserved it. Yeah. I mean, pretty happy how things are going right now. I'm just happy that the Bears got boned. They didn't get Genty because I knew that's exactly who they want. You all know they wanted to get him bad. Wake me up when Detroit's on the clock. Okay, about, I would say, an hour, maybe. Where's Sanders at? Still on the clock. I expect him to be taken at 21. And if he doesn't go 21, that would be interesting for sure. You think that Sawyer's in the second or third? You got Rodney laughing and crying here. Let's see. Be any other players from Michigan schools not named U of M get drafted? Let's see. I agree. Sanders to Pitt. Could they go any slower? I know the draft is slow as a mug. See, when you're doing games, it's easy to be entertained. You're doing play-by-play, but when this is happening, boy, oh boy, it is slow. Ooh, almost fell back. Let's see. Sanders will get picked in the first round. Okay, so let's do a question here. Shedeur Sanders, does he get picked in round 1 or 2? Put 1 or 2 in the comments. I'm going to go with 1. I say he gets picked at 21. So I'll go with 1. Is it just 1 or 2? Where does Sanders go in the draft? I'll go round 1. It's hard for me to think that no team, if he went past 21, hard for me to think at the end of the first round you'd want to trade up. So Mark says 2, got 1, 1, 2, and no answer's wrong. If you want to, do it. Okay, Good Day says 2, Rick says 2. Let's see, 1. So it's pretty much split. Falcons are going quarterback here. That would be hilarious. They're definitely not doing that. I wonder when Kirk Cousins gets traded. We'll see that in this. It'll probably be, I would say, maybe day 3. Possibly Seattle. I got to shut this door. This thing's loud. Hold on a sec. Ah, my earpiece keeps falling off. That thing is a pain in the butt, man. It makes your ears hurt. Had it for years. Starting to wear down a little bit. We have to get new ones. Sorry about that. Headphones has been used for a couple years. Every single day, basically, for years straight. Okay. Let's get back to this.
Aaron Rodgers could be like Boomer Esiason back in 1984. Slid the
one more like to 400, folks. Smash that like button. One more like to 400. Let's do it. I'll do an ultra combo.
So for Shedeur
and
Sanders,
Sonic
the key
noise.
right now is 21 Pittsburgh. He gets past Pittsburgh. Who maneuvers?
All right. Let's get to 400 likes. We are 1 away. Technical Atlanta milking the clock. They are always milking the clock. Now 2 likes away as it dropped down. Smash that likey button. We're at 405. Let's go.
But not
Ultra
Combo.
Let's get some Sonic in there.
Finish him.
That's not Sonic. This one. One more Sonic. All right.
Ultra Combo.
Ultra combo, folks. Ultra combo.
Graphic for
Jalen Walker keeps falling, man. If he falls, the Lions, you may have to jump up. I don't know. I was wondering if Atlanta was, but I think Atlanta would take Jalen Walker. They need a pass rusher. I don't know. Pistons down to 3. 2 minutes left. Sonic and Knuckles, just wait. Cannot wait. We all cannot wait. I say Darnold flops to Seattle. I think we exposed him, but Seattle didn't catch it. I will get this right eventually. Chloe, did you think that we drafted Tumalolu this round? Guys talking to each other in the chat. We are at 420 likes for today. That's a great number, 420 likes for today's live stream with 643 in the chat as we're about halfway through the draft right now, waiting for ATL to announce their selection here as the pick is in. Arizona Cardinals currently are on the Clizock. I am happy that the draft in Detroit was much better than the draft in Green Bay. It looks like it's kind of boring there. I don't know about you guys, but they definitely, I don't think that Green Bay is the most greatest spot for a draft. It's kind of booty cheeks. Detroit was awesome. Let's keep it a buck.
9th consecutive season of Packers football, making it the longest continuously used stadium in the National Football League. So a
Lions'
special
greatest
place
needs edge, period.
to hold this extraordinary event.
#1
So the
need
Atlanta
for
Falcons, again, a team that has struggled on defense, struggled for pass rush. One of the few teams that has used all of its allotted time so far to give us all an opportunity to catch our breath. But I'm told that Roger Goodell has the pick in hand and is making his way to the stage now. So the Falcons will announce their selection here. It will be Atlanta, then the Arizona Cardinals on the clock after them, then Cincinnati, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Denver rounding out the top 20. Here's the commissioner with the Falcons selection.
We'll work for the draft last was absolutely insane, bro. Yeah.
With the 15th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Jalen Walker.
There we go. Jalen Walker is the Atlanta Falcons. Makes a lot of sense.
Well, there
they get their pass rusher.
We expected to hear earlier.
All right, Jalen Walker falls all the way to Atlanta Falcons. That we've now lost a couple defenders there. This is what we got going on for the Lions. See, now you got Arizona Cardinals on the clock. They can go into 5,000 different ways. We don't know exactly what way they're going to go because we just don't know. But Jalen Walker, 15th overall pick, goes to Atlanta. Both Georgia pass rushers are off the board. Bill Goldberg still on the board. He can do some spears, some jackhammers. L.A. Knight is still on the board. Yeah. Lions could go ahead and trade up for L.A. Knight. You would be, imagine just Knight on the back there and it says L.A. That would be cool. Yeah. All right, Arizona. Maybe they go Matthew Golden to pair up with their young Marvin Harrison. I have no freaking idea. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, defensive tackle from Miami. Yep, he's pretty good. You can also go Georgia Tech, Roman Reigns. Played out there. I think he played linebacker. Roman Reigns is good out of Georgia Tech. Goldberg was out of Georgia. Played on the defensive line. Like you said, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He played for Miami, the Hurricanes. What's some other people you got? I don't even know. Lions Nation, I get you. So we can get the Lions now. Who's slipping? Not much slippage here. It's kind of expected right now. Exactly where it's kind of going. So I wouldn't say not much of a slipping. It's kind of as expected. At least with the players off the board. I'm not saying the draft win is expected, but at least for the players that are available, I'd say this is about the kind of what I expected. See who can the Lions right now. Who's slipping? Yeah, I don't know. Detroit drafts Carter, Gerald Ford, Michigan. That could you go Gerald Ford. You could draft him out of Grand Rapids. See, if the Lions take Josiah Stewart, this is our top 30 visit. He was a local invite. Josiah Stewart, I have him on my mock draft in the 2nd round. I have him as a 3rd-round grade, but the Lions really like him. You're right. They have literally seen him a lot. They really like Stewart. So I can see him being a 2nd-round pick. Hey, let's get to 450 likes. 450 likes. That is, 19 away right now? 19. We can get the 19 done. 450 likes. They're at another commercial break. Let's see. Ron Simmons was the best. He became a wrestler. Bobby Bowden said best player he's ever got. Ron Simmons? Oh, that's Ron Simmons. Yeah, okay. Let's say it's too early to call someone slipping. Agree. What up, Doe Money Mike? Draft Ron Burgundy. Stay classy, my friends. Yes, 100%. Ron Burgundy, he's good at the news. You forgot about Braun Breaker. I didn't know I thought his brother played college football, but maybe Braun Breaker did as well. He's a big dude. He looks like a linebacker.
To the 15th pick in the draft, the Arizona Cardinals.
He's what, 250 pounds, 245. Braun Breaker, 255. Yeah, he played linebacker. Let's see. We can draft Randy Savage, Macho Man. Yeah. Macho Man.
Janae Barron or Will Johnson, cornerback. Barron being.
Let's see. Let's get this thing going, folks. Let's get this draft flowing.
9 on the heels of a heck of
I'll
a
let you
year.
listen to
He's
Todd
the
for a
go-to
minute.
guy
Todd.
for the Texas Longhorns. I was surprised Kettle McMillan went ahead of Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, after coming over from the Houston Cougars, was outstanding. You know, he had 2 drops all year, concentration drops. This kid comes to play. He's a professional playing that wide receiving spot. So they have some really good options set up here.
What's up,
I think we'll
Chad?
see where they go. Do you go defense? Because like I say, Dan Campbell is
Mike
there.
Green,
So
please
he
here. You
mentor
want Mike
a young
Green
defensive
everywhere.
Tackle, or do they go corner or safety like Barron?
Seems like the most
or Will
boring draft
Johnson,
ever.
or
It's very
help that
boring.
wide receiver with Kyler Murray getting Matthew
Well,
Golden.
that's what I was going to say. And you talk about helping a young quarterback. It doesn't necessarily need to be wide
They didn't
receiver.
get no
You can help
Jared
with an
Goff
offensive
chance.
tackle
Our
also
draft was
to protect
epic.
him up front. That seems to be the thing, helping these young quarterbacks. Look what they did in Carolina.
And
They went and got
Eyeball.
Help the
WWE,
young
everybody likes
quarterbacks.
Eyeball.
They
He's the
did
greatest
in
wrestler of
Chicago.
all time. Eyeball. Oh, my God. That dude is epic, man. That dude is the greatest wrestler of all time, man. Eyeball. Dude, Viking mug.
Very well down there.
Let's see. Yes, Karras. Let's see. We can worry about offense in like rounds 5 through 7. We still need offensive line, but they're not going to do that. It's gonna. If I'm gonna do the draft, or if I'm thinking of Brad Holmes, probably gonna go back and forth. You know, we got 7 picks. Maybe we end up like 8 picks or the trades or something like that. But I expect to be more defenders than offense. 4 defense to 3 offense, something like that. So don't think it's just gonna be all that way. I have my record right now. I don't know. Lions haven't picked. We'll see.
At 16.
With the 16th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan, makes
defensive
sense.
tackle.
Oh, yeah. I heard that Walter Nolan was ahead of other people over Derek Harmon. It was just specifically for specific teams. It looks like Arizona is that one. Derek Harmon still on the board. Good defensive tackle, boy. I tell you what, if he slides to the late rounds, that could be a nice one. Undertaker's the greatest of all time. Let's see. Noisy background. What is the noisy background is the audio of the draft. See? Listen, you hear nothing?
Guys, you can move him around, and he can.
Then you don't hear it. You hear me?
The fit. You have Calais
Mel Kiper?
Campbell.
Then you hear me. So that's what you're getting in the background there. Let's see here. Oh, this is the draft is long. It's tough. It's tough. So the Bengals are on the clock. I'll go pass rusher, right? They got the Trey Hendrickson. That's the only thing I can think of. They got the issue there. Maybe they go pass rusher. Let's see. Didn't LA Knight just lose his title? Yeah. But I still like him. Let's see. Thank you. 100%. Nolan was listed as the 5th best defensive tackle. Yeah, but you got to understand grades are different for teams. So just because Mel Kiper has him the 5th, or you have him the 5th, or I have him the 5th, or 4th, whatever, other teams have it differently because that's just what they do. Like the Detroit Lions here. We draft the Lions players. They're not going to just go off, well, this guy had this many stats or this is a specific rank. They're just going to do Detroit Lions players. Dan Campbell type of guys, those type of players. Then you usually have to wait so long in the Lions draft. I'll take it. Yeah, I know. There's no trades or anything yet, right? I didn't think we would trade up. I just had a feeling that the Lions would trade back. And I have Gray Zabel is the selection, their first selection. The Cincinnati Bengals. What shall they do? Mike, who do you think will get picked in the 30 visits? Who do you think we will pick from the 30 visits? Josiah Stewart seems like of all the players, I have him on there. I think Kobe Bryant could be a linebacker to look at. Malachi Moore. There's a couple. Usually it's about, halfway. They do half of the 30 visits. 30 visits there. Got my blue light glasses. The freaking thing broke. Yeah. Trying to have some fun here on this draft night. We need to get Jared Ivey. How about backcourt? Not called for the Knicks. Let's see. So many good edges. Going to be there with 28 fingers crossed. 28 fingers crossed. Let's keep let me do the Pistons. I'm sorry, you guys. I know that the game's going on. Let me see. Pistons. See if I can keep you updated. Pistons are losing with 2 seconds left, down by 4. Now 3 seconds left. The Knicks is winning, 117 to 113. For the Pistons game. And we'll see what happens when the Pistons game's over. I bet you stream goes up a little bit. And I was hoping they would get that victory. But even if they lose like all the way in the playoffs, I'm just happy that Detroit sports is on the rise. You got the Tigers doing good, the Pistons doing good, the Lions doing good, Red Wings, whatever. But generally speaking, the city of Detroit right now is doing exceptional. So at least in sports, and it's good to see, even though it looks like that the Pistons are going to take an L right here. So that's an update there, and I'm going to just keep my cell phone on just in case if anything changes. In the meantime, I like Danny Stutzman at linebacker. They're at a commercial break, so you're not missing anything. You know how this stuff goes. It's takes forever. Let's see. Oh, the Pistons just scored, and it's 2 seconds on the clock, 116 to 117. Oh, I am a little bit tired. The draft, it is really hot in here. So if I look tired, I have a ton of lights pointed at me, and it's probably like 95 degrees in this room. That's why I got my hat off. It's more of I'm extremely hot. Well, not every team's going to be perfect, right? Just, but Detroit clearly is on the rise. No doubt about it. All right, back to the draft.
On again.
Nope, it's still at a commercial break, sorry. Looked like it was coming back. I wouldn't mind Jihad Campbell. There's an option there. I think maybe he'll be gone by the Rams pick. That could be an option for the Rams. I can see them going in that direction. Let me get the best available for you guys really quick after 2 free throws. So they'll get a shot. A trade will happen with Holmes, so we're now getting closer to trade back. And there is 118 to 116. Knicks are on top with 1 second left. I'm just keeping it updated. You know how NBA is, man. This stuff can go crazy, so. He says the Rams could be a sneaky pick for Sanders. That would be interesting with Matthew Stafford. I don't think they do that, but that would be intriguing. All right, let's get back to this draft.
The 2025 NFL Draft, presented by Courtyard by
Welcome
Marriott.
back to the 2025 draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we are now
hot.
on pick 17. The Cincinnati Bengals, a team that lost Sam Hubbard, a defensive end, to retirement offseason. They're still talking to Trey Hendrickson about a new contract, but the two sides still have not gotten close to a deal. So in the interim, the Bengals are expected to look at this spot.
These Pistons
for
been
more
playing
pass rush
behind
help.
key indicator. It's basketball. That is true.
All right, Shefty, thank you. And that
Pick
Bengals
is in
pick
for
is in. They had the 3 big players
Bengals.
to deal with during this offseason, and thus far, Hendrickson is the one they have not. They
Bengals are about to announce
wide
who
receivers,
comes
so
to
the
commission.
offense looking good. The defense, major questions. Here's the commissioner to announce the 17th pick as we begin the second half of the first round of this draft. The commissioner enjoying the musical performance, and here's the selection.
With the 17th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart.
There you go.
Defensive end.
Defensive
Texas
end. Stewart going to the
So he was a
Bengals,
top
so we
10
lose an
national
edge right
recruit
there.
coming out of Miami, and does he ever look the part?
I didn't
The
think he'd make it to
athleticism
Detroit,
off the
so it's not that big of anything right there. As Abel goes before our pick, it'll be defensive line or edge probably. There's still other offensive linemen that could go as well too, so I wouldn't necessarily say that, but who knows, man. Stewart is a player like the Lions like a lot. Yep. 2 things I love about the Draft Week: Mike's first live stream of the year, and Annie in Ager's sarcasm. Thank you so much. And the sarcasm is always a good thing, right? It's Sable's gone. There's still the guy from Ohio State. Time out. He says time out here. Let's get to 450 likes, 450 likes. Still waiting for the Pistons. There's 1 second on the clock. They're down by 2. This is what I got. I mean, man, I tell you what, the NBA is no joke. No joke at all. He says all the edges. A lot of these edges were going to be gone anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Yeah, but we figured he would be off the board. Like, did anyone really? I didn't expect him to be there at 28. Can you believe the Tigers start Mike? They're doing great, man. Like, you can't. They're doing amazing. Take the best available offensive lineman and grab edge in the second round. Very possible. He says 0.5 seconds left. All right, they're trying to get there. See what the Pistons do, keeping this on forever, right? So we got the Seattle Seahawks on the clock. I have no idea what they're due. Tampa Bay, I would go pass rusher. Denver Broncos, maybe they go Matthew Golden, or they could potentially go even a running back. Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm thinking Shedeur Sanders. Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, not Rams. Boy, who knows what they do. Maybe Will Johnson from Michigan. They do like, you got your Michigan player going back to Jim Harbaugh. Green Bay Packers, they go punter. Joking. Minnesota Vikings, they go long snapper. I'll trade up 22 to 25, but no higher. Will Brad grab the wheel? Grab that wheel, Brad. See what they can do. Still got this Pistons game on. Waiting for them to do a comeback hither. Let's see, quarterback going to Seattle. Pistons lose by 1. Is it? Let's see, what pick are we on now? We are on the 18th pick. The 18th pick. Let me get this a little bit closer to you. There we go. Yeah, let me see if I can a little bit closer. There we go. We are on the 18th pick. Now you can see the numbers. It's a little bit better for you. Pistons lost by 2. Okay, it's final. Pistons lose by 2. Now I can take it off here. So Pistons lost in the playoffs. We need another trade to happen. Make some noise. I know this has been a boring draft. Not a lot of trades in this one. Just like the Super Bowl was boring as a mug. It was a terrible Super Bowl.
Your coach, Mike McDonald, what direction should we be expecting now for the Seattle Seahawks here picking at number 18?
We talked about a lot about the interior of the offensive line, and Tyler Booker is gone, and there's other guys that are available, and I think we talked about versatility, Boog and Lou, and that's where Gray Zabel, North Dakota State. I know there's some teams in the late first round were hoping he would slide through the cracks, but the versatility to play every position on the offensive line, practice at center at the Senior Bowl. Gray Zabel, I know he could have gone anywhere he wanted. He stayed at North Dakota State, loyal to that program.
Take my guy.
He can play anywhere on that line.
Don't take my guy. That's why I have the Lions drafting.
Especially if they feel really good about
their
two tackles, those young tackles they've taken in the
draft. I will be wrong for my
Charles
first round if this occurs. If they take Gray Zabel, I
agree with Mel.
failed in my draft.
The line is the way to go.
A quick note as we await the commissioner, there's been 1 trade so far. The fewest in any first round in the common draft era is 3. We'll see if those start. But here's the commissioner.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel.
Well, I do not get my first-round pick right this year, so Gray Zabel goes to Seattle. I am wrong. This is my first wrong draft. This was the worst draft I can remember, man. This was so tough, dude. This was the worst. Oh, my God. Okay, so Gray Zabel is off the board. That is a big target for the Lions. And he goes 18. He goes 18 to the Seattle Seahawks. Man, oh man. Whew, this is interesting. Oh my God. So that just sucks for me. Yeah, Zabel is gone. Boy, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. This is a hard draft. Okay, I updated my green. Johnson, please draft JT Tuimoloau. Man, all your videos were saying Williams. I was hoping he wasn't gone so quick. I know, man. I failed everybody. I was wrong on my first round pick this year. That sucks. But you can't go perfect. It's impossible. This is impossible. Man, Zabel's a good player too. Let's see. Pretty sure Lions fan Discord, it's all in there. No. Yes. Your fault, Mike. Who knew? 4 offensive line the first 15 picks. That is true. That's exactly how the cookie crumbled in this year's draft. I don't know what the hell happened with the offensive line. I tried my best. Leo, what's where available, Mike? These are all available right here. Will Johnson, a lot of corners. Derek Harmon, James Pierce, more corners. Jihad Campbell, Mike Green, Matthew Golden. Oh, that's scaring me, man. I really don't want the Lions to go wide receiver, man. Come on. I don't want him to go quarterback either. No. I didn't get to see the game, Michigan Sports Hub. I did not get to see the Pistons game to evaluate if she got shafted. Let's see. Give me your top 2 pass rushers left. Kool-Aid and Corn Bread. Thank you for that. 499 super chat.
Combo breaker.
2 best ones. Well, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go with Mike Green and James Pierce. James Pierce. Do I think the Lions take them? No. Donovan Eziraku. That could be something the Lions, right? Man, it's tough. They could go offensive line. Josh Simmons. I heard the line, but man, the way the linemen are going, I don't know. Will Ferrell's a real GOAT. What do you guys do if we drafted Shador? I would be absolutely stunned if they did something like that because I don't expect it. How many phones do you think Brad Holmes is working? Not much now. I don't know if there's really somebody. Is there anybody you'd trade up for right now? I don't know. And now at this point, I would probably say just sit back and see if there's trades that'll come in and see you can get out of the first round. First round's too higher for Sawyer, yes. Going to try to get back at it, Mike, with Michigan, MSU, Tigers, and Lions takes. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear. James Pierce and Jihad Campbell now. The Seahawks always draft good. They do, man. They do. The Seahawks draft really well. Trade back. Yeah, I'm hoping that you kind of hope that I really don't want Shador Sanders to go 20-21. If you want a trade back scenario, you kind of hope they go in a different route. Like the more quarterbacks available would be better if you want a trade back scenario. Let's see. Scorton is worst version of Josh Pascal. Yeah. I know, man. It's like right here, I think you just sit back and potentially a trade back. Yeah, it's just tough, man. Tough. And the offensive line just got savaged. Early in this draft. Campbell's a solid pick. He is a freak. He would be a solid pick. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get into the scenario where there's a lot of players with the same type of grades. Hoping that edge rush for sure. That's what I'm hoping for. That or offensive line, pass rush or offensive line. I wouldn't mind DT, but I would like to get that pass rush. Trade back 6-7 spots. I'm all about trading back now. Not even rejected to go in. Looks like they're coming back from a commercial break here, and I'll let them talk for a little bittle. Put my hat back on. It's cooled off a little bit. And this thing falls off every time. I'm just going to keep it like this. I don't even care. Looks funky. Don't care. Let's see. Let's get this.
Well, Greeny, we're not going to see Shedeur picked at 19 or 20. The Buccaneers are sticking at 19. The Broncos are sticking at number 20, and that would bring us to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. That is the pick that a lot of people have wondered whether the team would take it. He's got some support within the organization. Mike Tomlin is a fan of Shedeur Sanders.
So everyone's waiting for Shedeur Sanders.
Is a fan of Shedeur Sanders. But the Steelers also need help at defensive tackle, wide receiver, running back.
And this thing's uncomfortable, though, and it's like this.
It's like don't take him. There's a real
equivalent
possibility Shedeur Sanders still could be on the board Friday night.
All right, Chef D, and there you saw Shedeur with his legendary father and longtime coach. Deion Sanders, been his coach all through his life. But the Buccaneers are on the clock right now, and here comes the commissioner with the 19th selection.
Better. All right, here we go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. See what they do here.
With the 19th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka. Wide receiver, Ohio State.
That's a little bit of a surprise. A terrific
wide receiver going to make a
defense. But if you think of all the great.
All right, so they go wide receiver right there. Matthew Golden's still on the board. He's considered the number 2, so they went a different route. Getting a wide receiver from Ohio State, going to Tampa Bay. Mike Evans getting a little bit older. Godwin banged up. I can see that. The Denver Broncos on the clock. Could they go running back? Could they go Golden? They could go Hampton. They could go Hampton here. Matthew Golden, an offensive player. I can see Denver doing that. They're a playoff team. Bo Nix doing good. That is a dumb pick. I mean, I don't think it's the greatest of picks, right, that they did there. We'll see what they do with the Denver Broncos. And then Pittsburgh Steelers, a big deal. So if they pass on Shedeur Sanders, we'll see. Hey, let's get to 500 likes, folks. We're at 472. Let's get to 500 likes. 500. Smash that good old like button right meow. Let's get to 500 likes. We are 27 away of doing that. Smash, smash, smash. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Tampa, who's going to rush the passer?
There's still the jingle there. On the clock, Shedeur looks like a Steeler, to be honest. Could definitely see Hampton going to Denver. Yeah, you can see Hampton. You can see Golden. I see an offensive skill position here. Should the Lions trade Amon-Ra for Travis Hunter? Yeah, no, that's not happening. We pick up 40 to 45. Yeah, I'd say about 44 5 unless they trade up. What's the most surprising pick so far? I think Emeka Egbuka was the biggest surprise. I think the trade for number 2 is a surprise too. See the Lions trade with the Chiefs, get a 4th rounder, and get Jackson from OSU. That's a possibility. Let's see if the Lions trade back, at least if I could get that right. Will the Lions trade back, at least? Don't know-ish if that-ish will be-ish what occurs-ish. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's a bird. Bird. Oh. Choose yourself hurts less than holding on to someone who wants. I learn to keep it to myself. Staying silent because I've sent paragraphs enough times to know. Okay. All right, let's see. Lions may trade round. First round is who's saying. Let's see. Sanders and Rodgers would be a disaster. That would be great over there. Pittsburgh isn't taking Sanders. They don't like egos as big as him. About to find out. Boy, it's hot. Let's do a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's stream. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. It is the best ticketing app, the #1 trusted app for me, and the app that I want you guys to get. It has so many great features, specialized in last-minute deals, and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theaters. It don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA, Pistons, a lot going on. And the best part about Game Time is that you can see the price of your ticket right up front. And when you're doing all the pricing, you're not getting surprised by hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find tickets that is cheaper in a different ticketing app or service in the exact same seat, same row, same everything, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Go see concerts this summer in Detroit. So get started today and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section. You plug in Chat Sports, ChatSports, to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You have to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. Now, the link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So download Game Time app. It's last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. All right, we are back as the draft continues and the Denver Broncos are on the clock. I think they go offensive skill position. You got Sean Payton, Bo Nix, right, year 2. They already made the playoffs. They just need a couple more players. I think running back would make sense. Wide receiver can make sense. My question is, what's going to happen with Hooker? The Lions are wasting his talent. As they trade him, is he can finally play? Well, the question is who is going to trade for Hendon Hooker? Where would he start? I think that's the problem right there. Question for you, Mike. What is the Detroit Lions' biggest gain in all the draft business this year? Are we going to the Super Bowl? Thanks for the respect. I want them to go to the Super Bowl. I really wish I hope they do. I don't know. It's a tough schedule. It's a new season. We all know with injuries could happen. It's going to be tough. I want them to. He says, what the fuck, man? Get this off my screen. Well, that dude, how about I get you out of here? There you go. It's simple as that. All right,
who makes a move to get Stuart Sanders before I start talking about those organizations that will haunt them?
All right.
Will Johnson, we don't
turn your
injuries.
TV on.
That is effective.
Exactly. This is a watch party, dude. You hear the audio.
Top 10 to 15 pick. I love Amari and Hampton for Denver. I've said it for 3 months. They need a running back.
He says Hooker to the Jets, but wouldn't they just draft a quarterback then? Like they have a high pick and. Just looked at my Greens issues. We are not going to draft him. I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people saying they'd like to get the pass rusher, but does it seem like a pass rusher that the Lions would get? I would say no. I hope you have good. Just an INC Miracle Brad. I hope we get someone good. I hope we get someone good. All right, let's get back on here.
This trade at the very beginning, Jacksonville moving up from 5 to 2, but that has been the only trade we've had so far in round 1. And I'll mention again, the fewest in any first round in the common draft era was 3.
And we got Green Bay coming up after.
1971 is the most recent time, so we've generally had a lot more than that. The Broncos pick is in, and here comes the commissioner with a special guest to make the selection.
April is World Wish Month, and the NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes.
Let's get to 500 likes. 4 away. 500 likes. 4 away.
Yes.
4 away. 500 likes.
One of those wishes will be coming true right now. Sam is a 17-year-old Broncos fan who has bravely battled cancer. There you go, Sam. Raise that fist up, baby.
Battle cancer. Good job, young man.
His wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team. Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes true. Take it away, Sam.
Yeah. Let's go, Broncos. Thank you. All right. With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
They're going cornerback. Okay, that's fine with me. Well, again, I don't need cornerback, so they go cornerback. They go J.D. Barron. Will Johnson still on the board at Michigan for the cornerback position. They decided to go corner. I thought they'd go off in skill position. I tell you what, the draft is definitely turned. Differently is way different. At least the second half of the second portion of this stream is different than I thought it'd go. That's what you love about the draft. You have no idea what's going to happen. It is quite difficult. Steelers on the clock. Is this it? Can all the talk end with Shedeur Sanders? Will he be taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers? What do you guys think? Do you think he'll get taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers? Will this finally end? I think it's Harbaugh there, so Will Johnson go to the Chargers. So, yeah, that could be 100% Will Johnson go to the Chargers, Michigan, right? Sanders to Pitt. Let's see, Jalen Milroy or Dart. He says no. No, yes, it ends now. Sanders is a head case, says Carl. He says Kool-Aid says yes. Good, already beating last year's stream numbers. Yay! I'm beating last year's stream's numbers already, and it's only at pick 21. So that's a good start. It says, no, for the love of God, will someone please draft Golden? He wants Golden to get drafted. Good call with Will to the Chargers. Yep, that was a good call. See, this comment isn't going to be popular, but I think that Goff has the killer instinct to win a Super Bowl. I don't think he has it. And that's your opinion. I think he does, but, you know, if you think he doesn't, he doesn't. This thing is awful. I have got to get a new one. It's like wearing a brick on your head. There we go. It's like having a brick on your head. Yay! Yay! But numbers doing better already than last year's. Let's see. Goff definitely got the talent to take us all the way. I think he's got the talent to do it. Because I think he's a good quarterback, and I think the Lions got a lot of talent. See, we're drafting Campbell because he's the best player available from Alabama. Hey, look, they do that. You ain't gonna hear a lot of people complain, right? I had him in one of my mock drafts. I did 4 mock drafts. I had Giod Campbell in one of my mock drafts. So tired of hearing about him. We'll find out. You have Campbell there. He's a lot. Let's see if the Lions coaching Pierce would be a great fit. Yeah, we'll get to hear about the Shedeur stuff. Ready for this stuff then. Let's see. Sanders will benefit from the slides. He has lots to work with. The pick is in, and it is in. The pick is in. Only one trade so far in this draft. This is one boring freaking draft. So ready to devour. I'm ready with you. Sorry, I'm texting while live. Ready with you. So you're listening clearly. I am live. Oh, the pick is in for the Steelers.
Where's the young quarterback coming in, Bug? I'm taking Shedeur Sanders. I prefer him in New Orleans. I don't know what the Saints were thinking there. That's their decision. I disagree with it. But if I'm Pittsburgh, Shedeur Sanders, the pass on him at this stage at pick 21, Bug, come on.
All right, I'm told that the pick is in. The commissioner is making his way to the stage. Will
this
be the moment that we hear the second quarterback's name, or will the drop continue? Here comes Roger Goodell with the announcement.
Finally, we get to find out.
With the 21st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon.
Oh! Shedeur slides!
You can hear the roar in this crowd. That is the surprise of many, and it is echoed on this
Harmon goes to Pittsburgh. Shedeur slides. The Lions is going to have trade partners for the 28th pick. They're going to have trade partners with the 28th pick. Passed on Shedeur Sanders, and he slides. Let's see where Sanders could go. He's not going to go to the Chargers. He's not going to go to the Packers. He's not going to go to the Vikings. He's not going to go to the Texans. The Rams, I don't see that happening. He's sure not going to the Ravens. He's not going to the Lions. He's not going to the Commanders. Not going to the Bills, Kansas City, Eagles. Trade scenarios are there. Goff is right. The Lions just won this. Shedeur falls. So the Lions now, I 100% will have trade options because you got 2 quarterbacks sitting there, and that's not. I don't see teams trading up. Maybe by the Ravens and Lions pick. That's really it, right? Ravens, Lions, Washington, Bills, Kansas City. So the Lions going to have options if people are, if they're available. My headphones are always crooked. So Derek Harmon goes to Pittsburgh. He is a Pittsburgh type of player. Amazing to see that. So we got a big interesting move there. Shedeur slides in the draft. Why trade out of the first round? You have a 5th-year option because teams want to trade in for that quarterback, right? So the teams want to get that 5th-year option for a quarterback. Teams that don't need that, they can get more draft picks in the draft and get second-round picks or whatever. So that's the reason why there's a lot of talent, generally speaking, in the same area. So this is the Lions now have trade back option. Rams could take Sanders. I mean, if you look at this list, definitely there's not much, right, that could take him. So you got the Chargers on the clock. We'll see what they do. That's got to be Matthew Golden, right? They need a wide receiver, but no, they could go Will Johnson. Sorry, cornerback. They could go Will Johnson. They may get a Michigan player. So very well, they could take him right here. On Pennsylvania Steelers country, Sanders would not be a good fit there. He is too much about himself. No, I understand why teams are passing on him. But now this is going to be a slide. Teams, I think, would take a risk in the late first round. Like, that's a pretty good time to take a risk on a quarterback if you want to do it. For sure in the second round. These guys will not be gone. They'll be gone quick. Jihad Campbell. I had Jihad Campbell around the Rams pick, Alex, and they're coming up at pick 26. Now I do feel like the Lions are trading back. It really feels like it. Most likely. Maybe I can get one thing right. I had a trade back scenario with the Giants. I didn't get the right pick. Maybe I can get the trade back. Holy smokes. All right, they're at commercial breaks. You're not missing anything, folks. We're just waiting for the picks as the Chargers are on the clock. They were getting closer to the Lions, right? Green Bay is right after there. It's going to get loud up there. The first round just became gold. Yes, I mean, that's the type of stuff that can happen in the draft, right? All this type of stuff, players fall. You have a position. We didn't expect the offensive line to be this crazy. Like, they went crazy in the offensive line, and it pushed some players back. And then you had Shedeur Sanders fall. So the Lions better not pass on Mike Green. They're probably going to pass on Mike Green. I like Mike Green's play on the field. They don't see with the issues they had them doing that. Does anybody see that? Like, I don't see that. 17.5 sacks is enticing. J-Mo's still with us. Where's the J-Mo trade? It hasn't happened yet, right? I thought it was not true, and I kept posting on videos and social media how I think it would have been a terrible decision to trade Jameson Williams. That would have been awful. And he hasn't been traded yet. Do you think that Pierce will be there at 28? The Lions draft him? I don't think they'll draft James Pierce either. Could he be there at 28? Could be, but it's off-field issues. I don't see James Pierce or Mike Green, them doing that. I can see them being just right off the board. That's just what they do.
College. That's a long list of names. The quarterbacks went on to be outstanding in the National Football League. Will Johnson, I think the injury affected him, pushed him down. Marion Hampton surprised. Denver didn't take. Once Denver opted to go a different direction, and Denver took Shadee Barron, the cornerback safety from Texas. All of a sudden, Hampton could drop a little bit. His running back's not a big need.
Golden's dropping a little bit. I gotta lie. I thought he'd be. Or I not gonna lie. I thought he'd be taken already.
Medically, he should be ready to go for training camp. There's Matthew Golden. He would fit with the Chargers are looking for as well.
That's why I thought Matthew Golden fit with the Chargers.
Great speed with that 14-9. The Chargers needs right now interior offensive
Dude,
line,
look, if he's
wide
there,
receiver,
if
tight
John
end,
Campbell's
they
there,
could not stop the run.
Brian, I take him
27th
too.
per carry average outlet.
Like, he is a
There
special
isn't any
player.
question,
Just
however,
draft
this
him,
has
throw him
become
on
now
there,
the story of the
they'll
night.
figure it
Shedeur
out, right?
Sanders, according to our draft day predictor, there was a 96% chance that he would be selected in the first 21 picks
Shedeur Sanders
entering this draft, 21 being the operative number with the Steelers. So we are now in that zone where we wait to see
You
if
can't
any
be
team
cocky, right?
chooses to trade up.
No,
from
the
second
Lions have
round
not
to
traded
make the
Hendon
aggressive
Hooker.
Yeah, we
move.
always act like we're like 6th round
Chargers
of the
are
draft
about
right
to
now. And
select.
Schroeder hasn't been picked. And we're still where Lamar Jackson wasn't taken. And last time I checked, the Baltimore Ravens took Hayden Hurst, a 25-year-old tight end at the time, out of South Carolina, tight end. And then they traded back into 32 to take Lamar Jackson. We're ready to pack it up at the end of day one and
You're
get ready
showing the
for
Chargers
day two.
locker room.
Here's
I can't wait to
Lamar
show the
Jackson.
Lions locker room.
That list of the pocket pass. Johnny Unitas.
What would you get for Hendon Hooker? You're not going to get
Dan
anything but a
Marino
third-round
passed
pick,
over for
probably.
Cal Davis and Ken O'Brien, right? Joe Montana went in the 3rd round. Kurt Warner, undrafted free agent. Peyton Manning, people hit the league like Ryan Leaf over and Phil Foley to take
Best
him
available
number 1
board is
overall.
Wacky
Matt Ryan,
needs a
Jake
refresh.
Long went ahead of Matt
Okay.
Ryan. They took him. Phil Parcells took Matt
refresh
Henning
for you.
over Matt Ryan. Pocket guy. How'd that work out, right? Drew Brees, 2nd round. Chargers, then Miami didn't take him. Goes to New Orleans, right? How'd that
Can't
work?
trade
Brock
Hooker.
Purdy, Mr.
He's a reliable
Irrelevant.
backup.
Kirk
Exactly.
Cousins, 4th round
Like,
pick.
what are you
They're
going to
all
do? That's the thing.
positional drop back pocket passes. I didn't mention the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, 6th round pick. But just think about that list. The NFL didn't like him back when Johnny Unitas came out of Louisville.
I started a rumor
They
about
didn't like
Hooker,
him
sorry.
now.
You just made a rumor up?
9 out of 10 times by passing.
Yeah, rumor has it
But
that
I
this
don't know
dude
if
just
it's
out of nowhere
that the
trade for
NFL
Thibodeau.
doesn't like
That's
him.
going to
I
be
think the NFL
intriguing,
is saying
right?
that those quarterbacks, maybe like Shedeur Sanders,
That would be
they
epic.
don't do anything
I'm going to tell you
special.
right now, if the Lions traded with the Giants, they go from 28 to, I think, 34, and we get Thibodeau in that pick, I would be doing backflips. That would be a great draft.
And maybe they're not valuing that. in
Guys
the first
killing
round.
2 stones, 1 bird, man.
He does do something special.
I don't think that'll be the case,
The
though.
first
They probably
thing
just
that
want their pass
quarterback
rushers in New
whisperer,
York.
guys who we respect the most as far as developing quarterback, that the first thing that they talk about when they're talking about what does it take to play quarterback at a high level in the NFL, they don't say wild throws. They don't say great traits. They say exactly what you said in your own highlight.
All right, let's see.
Decision
Zabel
making,
off the
yes.
board. Who are they going to do?
Accuracy.
Shador's falling.
That's what they say.
Shador's falling.
Shedeur has made great decisions.
Helping
in the
out the
pocket,
Lions.
Outside the pocket. When he's getting his head knocked off, he's made great decisions. He throws the football with accuracy.
Let's
The
go,
whole
Detroit.
arm strength thing, I mean, come on. Look,
We should not have cut Fromm.
He's a nice.
We had 4 quarterbacks on the roster. He was he was literally like a practice squad guy. That's like, who cares?
You know, teams like players. It's just a matter of what prices they
The
want to
Giants
pay.
just picked up the
right?
5th
So
year for
they figure
Thibodeau.
For him,
Oh, they
if
did?
we're judging the landscape right here, we don't need to pay top 15 prices, top 20
Man, it's
prices.
already
Heck, we may not
11:30.
even need
Yeah,
to
I
pay
said about
first-round prices too.
or
That mean I
10:30,
agree
so I
with
said
them, but they
11:30
need
about the
to.
Lions pick.
But
You're
they
right.
need the most important position.
Hey, they're taking all the teams that are
Oy.
passing right now, as Mel
Steelers
just
pick,
mentioned,
yeah,
are taking a gamble. They're taking a gamble. The teams who need a quarterback, and if you pass on him, and he winds up having
See,
a
if Fromm
Drew
played
Brees
so
type
good
of
in the
career,
game last year. Yeah,
a
but
Tom Brady type of career.
you're looking
He winds
for
up-
when they get a guy in a practice squad or a young guy, it's a developmental guy, so it's going to be an undrafted. That's why they released him, and then they want to see if you get a diamond in the rough undrafted guys. So that stuff happens in training camp. It's no big deal.
It wasn't because of his dad. It wasn't because he was too brash. All the other nonsense that you hear.
Please
So
let the
it isn't
Giants
because
trade
of how
happen.
he plays the
That
game.
would be
I
epic.
agree with you. It's not how he plays the game.
Well, they just
All right,
announced
we've
the
only
pick
had
for the
one quarterback
Chargers.
selected.
Holy
We've only had
smokes.
one trade made. If Shedeur Sanders was going to get drafted here, it would have to be a trade because Justin Herbert is going to be the quarterback of the Los Angeles. I said that facetiously. Obviously, this isn't going to be the spot. So the Chargers are on the clock here. Then we will have the hometown Green Bay Packers. So no doubt we'll get a jolt from this crowd. You see Jim Harbaugh's team has made its selection.
Yes, it
Here's
takes
Roger
so
Goodell.
long for the draft. Here we go for the pick.
With the 22nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina.
Mel, a player you
I mean, I
love,
get it.
back-to-back monster
They want to
seasons
run the
for
football
Tar
over
Heels,
there.
1,500.
They want to run the football in L.A., and I totally get it, man. Running the football in L.A., they want to do that over there. Marion Hampton, second running back off the board. We've had 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 1 quarterback taken, 5 million offensive linemen taken. And you have Green Bay Packers.
To run the football. Obviously, you got to stop the run, something they couldn't
hashtag FGB in the comments. Hashtag FGB in the comments.
22
FGB.
That's 128 fewer than.
All right, let's do it. Hashtag FGB. Let's go. Hashtag FGB. Y'all already know. Get those hashtag FGBs out there, folks. Green Bay's on the clock. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. The Packers are on that clock. I love all that hashtag FGBs in the comments. You show me love. We got 1,065 in the chat. Let's get to 600 likes. Hashtag FGB in the comments right now. Here we go. Let's go. Love it. Love it. Love it.
On the road,
all right, hashtag FGB. That's all I want to do of this whole period here because the Packers are on the clock. And then we got the Vikings on the clock. We'll do hashtag FMV after. But here it is. The Packers are on the clock.
The Go Pack Go chants.
Blow, Pack, bow.
Hundreds of thousands
Green Bay sucks
of
and Samon Ross St.
as far
Brown's.
as the eye can see. These fans so excited. The people of this terrific city have been so excited to host this event. We have all felt
then we
it
trade
all
back
week
and
long.
get Trey
There's been
Hendrickson.
No question about it. And so with all the
it's
energy
the money.
here,
I don't see that happening. It's the money.
Incredibly
Trey
top
Hendrickson
division
is going to
now
command a
in the
big
NFC
contract.
North. A lot of interesting needs. Will this be the year that Jordan Love takes that
Green
step
Bay will pick
forward?
a water boy.
What do the
I
Packers
agree.
need to do
Green Bay sucks. I do agree.
Quarterback's a position
Detroit is about to
always
steal
looking
the
for edge
defensive
rushers.
starter.
Obviously, adding
Probably.
another wide receiver. They've had great luck in the second round taking wide receivers.
Matthew Golden could be a spot here.
Cornerback spot. Will Johnson's a guy. You talk about getting a value for a heck
Will
of a
Johnson,
player.
cornerback. They could go corner. I don't know what Green Bay does.
Will Johnson.
They never go wide receiver.
So when is Will Johnson going to come off the board? We talk about Shador. Will Johnson's another guy who's projected way up there. We don't know what his 40 speed is. Those questions about his recovery ability, Lou. But as a corner,
Punter, rotten cheese. Green Bay sucks. Absolutely.
9 career interceptions, 3 career picks.
Green Bay sucks, folks. They absolutely
Will
suck.
Johnson dropped.
Yeah, it's all about how comfortable teams are with the medical and Will Johnson. That's what it's going to be. And there's going to be some questions about it.
Get to
He's in that area
550
right
likes.
now where you start
550
going,
likes.
The teams that need a corner, a guy like this, a guy who, again, Wink Martindale, who coached them up there at Michigan, said, look, this guy has hands, has ball skills like Champ Bailey.
He's sliding.
The guy can snatch the ball and take the ball out of the air
Hashtag
like that.
FGB.
You think the Pack doesn't need that?
FGB.
This comes down to the medical. Simple as that. Are they comfortable? When they project forward how long he's going to wind up, playing in the NFL, what's going to be the risk, all of that. That's
He
what's
plays
going to come
like the
down to
position of
Will Johnson,
questionable.
because it has nothing to do with how this young man plays. He's fantastic.
Especially with what they have going on with
All
Jair
right, here we
Alexander.
go. Pick
To
it.
me, this has got to be edge or cornerback. You got Mike Green.
3 minutes and 54 seconds left. They're still in the clock. They've not picked yet.
Yeah, an underrated guy we haven't even discussed yet. It's going to go in the late first, early second. It's Donovan Ezra-Rocky. All this kid does is get after the quarterback. He
Would be
was a
surprised
sack
Green Bay took
machine,
Sanders.
and he plays hard.
I
Now
would
he's
be extremely
247 pounds.
surprised.
So playing the run is going to be a little bit of an issue. But as a pass rusher,
Catching
pure
FGB,
edge rusher, Donovan
absolutely.
Ezra-Rocky was right there with the top guys in this
Speaking
draft.
of edge guys, how about James Pierce?
Yes.
James Pierce is sliding down. James Pierce is a freak now. Like he is.
Still waiting for the selection. Who remembers when the first round was 15 minutes? I do. That was long. I went to the NFL draft and when it was at Radio City Music Hall, 2009. I seen Matthew Stafford.
There's no reason he should be on the board, but you're
What's
getting
up,
into
Joseph
that area
C?
of the draft,
Hashtag
Randy, where
FGB. Mikey Mike.
teams have some
Absolutely.
questions, right? And so now you're sitting there
Sanders
going, hey, this is
and
about you
LaFleur,
too good
not
to
a good
pass up.
mix.
Because there are some darn good football players
Packers
still on
are
the board
milking
right
it.
now. They're going to play real good football this fall.
As you told me, it's about mitigating risk.
We're down to
That's
the
right.
NFC
About
North
mitigating
section
risk
of the
based on the talent that
draft.
you have, based on what you know. And to your point, when you talk about Ezra Rocky, talk about
I'm just waiting for them to freaking pick, man. My God. They are milking it. There's 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, and they're going all the way down to the last minute. That's what Green Bay does. They're trying to trade it, no takers. Potentially, I don't know what the hell. They're still on the clock. Green Bay sucks. Let's see. Packers trying to trade. If you could hear the scream in the background, it would be like a leper colony. Could they be wanting a trade? Potentially. 2-minute warning. They're still on the clock with 2 minutes to go. Ay, ay, ay. Test the trade waters. Potentially, or just milking it because it's in Green Bay and they're just wanting to get the attention. Could Chicago lose a pick due to a bad clock? Did Chicago? No. I really wish I could fly on the wall some of these war rooms. That would be fun. Clock watching is one of the only hobbies people in Green Bay can enjoy. Hashtag FGB. Hashtag FGB. Vikings, get ready to pick. Trade the Green Bay, and we'll take Will Johnson. They're a minute and 28 seconds, and they're still on the clock. They've not traded yet.
Ellen already went, and Abuka already went.
But Steve Sarkisian,
1:20 to go.
He's such a great guy to talk to get insight about his players and about why they developed.
1 minute, 15
and he says it about
seconds.
Matthew Golden. It took him some time when he got him in order to kind of get him comfortable in his offense, and he wind up to get over the role that many people thought was going to be Isaiah
Okay, we're
Bond.
about at
and he said, look, this guy.
The pick is
will do
in. They
exactly
finally
the way you
picked.
asked him to. The reason why
Okay,
he
the
ran
pick
so
is in
fast,
for
he said,
Green
I
Bay.
promise you, he worked at it. Nobody expected him to run that fast. It's a testament to his work ethic in his football character.
And then we need to do hashtag
the words "the pick is in" just popped up on the
FGB
screens
really quick.
here,
Let's
as
do
you can
hashtag
see
FGB.
on your screen as
Be
well. So the
appropriate.
Packer
Gotta
fans
show
all
love to Green Bay.
in
Hashtag
attendance,
FGB.
waiting to hear who their team will add in this first round tonight. It's been a fascinating first round. Again, we've had only one quarterback come off the board. We've had only one trade. There have never been fewer than 3.
I'm blurry.
First round trades.
I'm blurry, me.
And the last time that we had that few was back in 1971. So the Packers will make their pick here at 23. Their division rivals, the Minnesota Vikings, will be up next at 24, followed by Houston.
Will they just
and then the Rams.
pick it?
So we continue to wait for spots
Green
where
Bay.
a quarterback may go, and now we're looking here at the Green Bay Packers set to make their pick. So the pick is in. I'm told the commissioner will be making his way to the stage shortly. A Packer team that had some good moments last year, made a playoff run, but played in such a tough, competitive division. The Vikings obviously had that great year in the Detroit Lions, despite all their defensive injuries, finishing as the #1 seed in the NFC, and falling short in that playoff run as well. So the Packer fans here dancing and singing and waiting to hear where they go. I'm told the commissioner is finally now going to make his way out. And so the pick is
Green
ready.
Bay's gotta take
and here comes the commissioner with a very special guest who will be very well received here in Green Bay.
Boo!
Okay, Green Bay, it's your time.
Boo!
To make this historic pick, please give it up for first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and Packers President and CEO, Mark Murphy.
Thank you, Roger. How about this atmosphere? Isn't it unbelievable?
Yes. No. It's not. It's unbelievably
Roger,
bad.
thank you and the NFL for bringing the draft here to Green Bay for the best draft in the history of the NFL. Right here. On behalf of the Packers,
Get out of here.
Packer fans here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and everywhere, because our fans are everywhere, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the NFL Draft at Lambeau Field.
Taking third place like you do every year, Green Bay.
It is our honor and privilege to host this wonderful event in our community, particularly since we are the only community-owned team in the NFL.
No one cares. Just get to the pick.
Just out of curiosity, how many of you are owners? Yes. We also have the best owners in the NFL.
Okay, cool.
And we also want to celebrate the special connection we have with our fans that dates back to the early days of professional football.
Yeah, okay. Send
With
picks
the
with
23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers, for the first time since 2002,
shut up!
draft a wide receiver Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Okay, they finally go wide receiver over there. They're getting a wide receiver for Jordan Love. Guess what? I don't care. No one cares. Jordan Love, hey, whatever, they got a wide receiver. I don't really care. Let's see. Now we got to do hashtag FMV. It's Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. Hashtag MVB. Hashtag F Minnesota V. Hashtag M Minnesota. Take that guy. He said take the best draft. Dude, we had 1 million people in Detroit. You're at 150,000 so far on day one. We had 500,000, I think, on day one. Get out of here, cuh. Ain't no one care about you. All right. Blow, pack, blow. Blow, pack, blow. I don't want to hear that. All right, so you got hashtag FMV as Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. See what they do here. Man, they do always do good in the draft. Minnesota Vikings got a lot of talent. I have no idea what they're going to do. The pick is in. Minnesota didn't waste time like Green Bay. Minnesota didn't waste time like Green Bay. They're already picked. The pick is in for Green Bay. Or for Minnesota. Thank you. My God, man. Crip walk? I can't crip walk. Best believe I can, shocking. Let's see. I hate Green Bay. They knew the Lions wanted him. I don't care. I'm glad we didn't get no wide receiver. I did not want to get no wide receiver in the first round. I'm telling you right now, I would not be happy with wide receiver.
For so many reasons, there is no other team in professional sports quite like the Green Bay Packers, and Mark Murphy did a great job of explaining some of those, and so that was the kind of moment you practically cannot get anywhere else
injured first game
in
very,
sports.
very well, right?
Matthew Golden is going to address the crowd. Let's hear what he says. No, he went to the microphone, but perhaps not. Well, he'll address Molly instead.
It's
here we
time,
go.
baby. Bring that energy, man. I'm glad to be here. It's a blessing. Green Bay on 3. Hey, let me get a Green Bay on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boo.
How good is that?
Yeah, more verbal diarrhea. Let's get to the
All
Minnesota
right,
Vikings.
business to Molly, who is with the man of the moment. Molly.
All right, we don't need to hear about him talking. So they go Matthew Golden, wide receiver. I don't think anyone cares, to be honest with you. Doesn't shock me, right? Like, they got a lot of it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Vikes take Sanders. I would cry. I would laugh so hard. That's not happening, but let's see. Just tuned in. Did Shaven reveal? But again, no trades so far. You got the pick is in. The Texans are on the clock. Then you got the Rams. And there's 2 quarterbacks available, so Lions could do a trade-out scenario. So that's what we're watching here. If a quarterback or if Shedeur falls to the Lions at 28, you'd think that other teams would call up, or even Jackson Dart. That's what I have for the Giants. But what if the Cleveland Browns would like to do that? I don't know. We'll see. The Vikings will take a punter. I hope so. Will Johnson, I agree. Will Johnson makes sense for sure for the Vikings too, because the NFC North is stacked with wide receivers and offense. Did anybody expect Shedeur? He would still be here at this point. I thought he'd go at 21, so I would say no. Come on, I have a double tomorrow. I'm with you, man. Vikes take a kicker. The draft is long. It is long. Let's get to 600 likes. 600 likes, folks. 600 likes. We got 900 in the building. Let's get to 600 likes. The Lions pick in 1, 2, 3, 4 selections. Finally. And it's getting close to 11 o'clock. I will be making a video about the Lions selection, whoever it's going to be, following this live stream. So get ready for that. We're obviously going to react to the pick, and then I'll make the video and do more of a breakdown, and we'll get it. Oh, my God. I just know who the Vikings are getting, and they got a good draft pick. Smart as hell. Draft pick by the Vikings. Again, they get a good pick. The Vikings are a smart organization. 4 hours later, we get to 28. Yes, time precious. Let's see. Edge is funny. No way they go cornerback again. The dude in Green Bay pick looks like he has aluminum foil teeth. Yep, I know who the Vikings pick is a solid pick for them.
As the Packers were cheered, here comes Roger Goodell with the selection.
Now they're going offensive line. And a player a lot of people thought Detroit would
take. With the 24th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State.
They went a great selection right there. Lions were the offensive line in this draft has exploded. This is absolutely ludicrous, the amount of offensive line that's been taken. I don't know. This draft has been crazy with the offensive line. Absolutely crazy. Oh, we got a trade alert.
Sheffy, what can you tell us?
Greeny, we said this would be the quarterback range, and the New York Giants have just traded back into the first round to pick number 25, which belonged to the Houston Texans. In return, they're giving up pick 34, pick number 99, and a third-round pick in 2026. The Giants at 25 are on the clock. Look for a quarterback here.
Jackson Dart.
Here we go. So this is exactly what we were waiting for.
Okay,
now,
so
the Giants
we're losing one quarterback here. I think it's going to be Dart.
Carter not taking the quarterback there. If they turn it around and get the quarterback they're looking for here, this could turn out to be a magnificent night for the Giants.
It's been discussed that Brian Dable likes
that
Jackson
can hurt the
Dart,
Lions now. Damn it!
We're even talking about number 3, way too high. He's 28, same grade as the 21st player on my board. So he's right in the range for Jackson Dart. I'm still Shador, but more mobility. Certainly Jackson Dart. He can beat you with his legs.
No Giants want Will Johnson, Jackson Dart. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart has a few more than Shador on paper. I'm a Shador guy.
Yeah, because Dion looks unhappy. Shador didn't go. It's Jackson Dart. So Jackson Dart's going to be the pick.
He can move around, and he can, like I say, had those games where he could beat you with his legs, 3rd and 8. He can run. He can run for 30 yards. He's an athlete, okay? And he can make the throw. 6'2", 223 pounds, coming out of that RPO offense for Lane Kiffin. So, hey, if he wants somebody who can do more than be a great pocket passer, then Jackson Dart gives you more with his legs than Shador does.
And not only that, not only the pocket passer, if you look at Jackson Dart, throws under pressure, when pressure's in his face, it's outstanding. I mean, he stands in that pocket and makes big time throws. I agree with you. Shador Sanders, the quarterback for me.
Okay, so we're waiting here. Jackson Dart is what they expect to be the selection.
When it mattered the most in games late,
Giants do a big trade.
Jackson Dart had some meltdown. That particularly the Florida game.
Giants are on the clock, and it's looking like they're taking Dart.
A very short timeout. We're going to come back.
All right, they're taking a quick break, so we're not going to do that here. All indications is that the Giants, they traded up to get Jackson Dart. So that means now Shador Sanders is on the clock, so you could look at L.A., the Ravens, and the Lions, or the L.A. and Ravens ahead of them for a potential trade. Nobody wants Deion Circus. Nobody. It's clearly Sanders acting like it's New York, the Big Apple. Got to be shit. I want to see who we get well, you're about to find out, Jason. It's not too far away. Now, another trade that potentially could happen, if you're looking for a Shador Sanders, what about the New Orleans Saints or the Cleveland Browns? Because if you look in here, well, there's not showing it, but that would be what we would be seeing. A lot of pass rushers. James Pierce, I still don't think they'd go that way. Mike Green, I don't think they go that way. But there are some good pass rushers on the clock is the Rams, Jihad Campbell. This is where I had Jihad Campbell going, is the Rams. We'll see if they do that. A lot. Will Johnson, James Pierce, Jihad Campbell, Mike Green. A lot of players on the board. Shador Sanders for a trade, and once the Lions go that route. We shall see. We shall see. I don't think that Sanders is the worst attitude. Let's see. Sanders to the Raiders. Sadly, Jihad won't get past Baltimore. Let's see. Bringing the treasure is taken. Okay. I knew that. Let's see. Nice target. Want to pick the Steelers? Oh, yeah. Jalen Brunson, not fun to watch. Source Giants are trading back into the first round. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that to give us any information a little bit ahead of this because it's on a commercial break. Let's see. Mine, what does it mean? Putting into work. Yeah, I'm getting nothing here. Let's see. I'm agreed. I'm getting nothing here. I do think it's Dart, but I'm trying to look after that or. Let's see. Trade. Oh, yep. They are taking Jackson Dart as we all expected. Jackson Dart is going to the New York Giants. The draft is really, 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 really slow. Really, 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 really slow. So Dart goes to the Giants. You have the Rams and the Ravens. Potential trade, other teams if they want to get Shador. And then you got the Lions sitting there that could do a trade out. Let's see about Will Johnson. I don't want to get a cornerback. I feel like that would be stacking a position. I understand he's good, but I want defense. I want defense or offensive line. I really do. I said Detroit selects virtual. If you were right on this one, that would be a hell of a pick. Cornerbacks are a dime a dozen. I know, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I really don't want that to be the case. But they do BPA. They freaking do. Let's go back.
Opinions have been split between these two. Mel Kiper, you have been on the Shador Sanders bandwagon since the beginning of the season. Again, we are waiting. The commissioner can make the announcement right now. The Giants, who picked at number 3 in this draft, taking
hey, let's get
Abdul
600
Carter,
likes, 19 away, 600 likes this slow draft.
This was how many of the Giants fans definitely hoped the night would go. Get the pass rusher early, find a way to get the quarterback that you want. A little bit later in round 1, it appears that's what they have done. So we are awaiting the commissioner on the announcement. Here he comes onto the stage to announce the Giants pick at number 25.
The Houston Texans have traded the 25th pick to the New York Giants. With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart.
Yep, we expected that.
Mississippi.
Yep. Jackson Dart.
Wow. All right, you know the story. Legendary high school career
Jackson
in Utah,
Dart
for
is
67
the New York
touchdowns.
Giants' new
As a
quarterback.
senior, he went to USC, started 3 games, then transferred to Ole Miss, started 38
All
games
right,
for
there you go.
Lane
Shador
Kiffin,
Sanders still on the clock. At the Lions takes Jahid Campbell. That would be a great pick, but LA is the team to watch for Jahid Campbell.
Mel, your reaction?
Well, surprised he went ahead of Shador, not shocked, because Daboll wants some more mobility. And Jackson Dart can beat a defense
Sanders
with his
down
legs.
real bad.
His
His ego's
completion
getting
percentage every year under Lane Kiffin improved. 62%, 65%.
I feel they could have stayed out of Dart, whatever. The Giants needed that.
20 to 23, 29 this past year. 11
Hey, 9 more likes to 600. Smash that like button, folks. We're getting close to the Lions draft pick here.
The concern for me, and the reason I'm a Shador guy, is in the big spot.
The Ravens are on the clock. The pick is in.
For Jackson Dart.
Atlanta traded up. Atlanta is on the clock. The Falcons traded up. Wonder what they're going for. They obviously traded in front of the Ravens. I have no idea. But we'll see what the heck they traded there. So the Falcons are on the clock, and we'll see. We'll see what they do. They're not taking a quarterback. They just literally took a quarterback last year. They could be taking a pass rusher. They could be taking anything. No, it's LA's already traded the pick. The Falcons are on the clock. LA traded the pick. Falcons are on the clock. You can do Will Johnson, James Pierce, Jahid Campbell, Mike Green. There's a lot of talent.
Has to have the great career that he's certainly capable of.
I think Jackson is very, very well respected.
All right, there we go. Just waiting now for what the Falcons are going to do with this trade. Now, New York now has the Giants dart, yet we watched this long, and it's another 15 minutes. I slowly go insane. I am with you, my friend, living my Jeff life. I am with you. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in today's draft. This is the highest draft that I've had. With a ton of people in here, so I appreciate that. Wanted to do it alone this time. I could have went to Green Bay. I could have went to other places. I just didn't feel like it today. Honestly, man, after the Lions lost, I kind of got a little bit chill, you know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Had in Buffalo, that mobility, the dual threat ability, the big arm to get the ball down the field, the toughness. Those are the traits that Josh Allen showed Brian Daboll in Buffalo. That's why Jackson Dart of Ole Miss is here and will be a New York Giant, Greeny.
Lions
all right, and so, Mel, once again, this is a conversation that is going to be continued. These
not like the
quarterbacks will be
Lions
compared to each other for a long time. We know it'll happen. Shedeur Sanders will be drafted
you
at some
make it
point
fun,
here,
Mike.
whether
I
it's
appreciate
tonight
you
or tomorrow.
trying to
The
make
Giants
it fun.
have made this decision, and we will take a look at the history of first-round quarterbacks in New York Giants
All right, while they
history.
do that, let me do one final shout-out to the sponsor of today's stream. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. It is the best ticketing app, the #1 trusted app for me, and the app that I want you guys to get. It has so many great features, specialized in last-minute deals, and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theaters. It don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA, Pistons, a lot going on. And the best part about Game Time is that you can see the price of your ticket right up front. And when you're doing all the pricing, you're not getting surprised by hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find tickets that is cheaper in a different ticketing app or service in the exact same seat, same row, same everything, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Go see concerts this summer in Detroit. So get started today and take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. If you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section. You plug in Chat Sports, CHATSPORTS, to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You have to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. Now, the link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So download Game Time app. It's last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. They did a selection where I didn't expect it, so they selected James Pierce, the trade for the Falcons. The Falcons, they got a third-round pick and the 26th pick. They gave up their second-round pick this year, seventh-round pick this year, and first-round pick next year. Rams killed that trade. Man! $4.99 Super Chat by Matthew Kirkpatrick. Matthew Kirkpatrick with a $4.99 Super Chat. Thank you so much, my friend, for that. God bless you. Thank you. Give me your thoughts on what you think about this trade, Matthew. Mike, to give up a first-round pick next year. Sheesh. And Atlanta, again, it's not like they're the greatest team in the world, man. Wow. I don't like that trade for Atlanta. Another good trade down. The Rams got a good trade there. So, the Ravens are on the clock. Will Johnson. Pierce is off the board. Jihad Campbell. A lot of pass rushers. $1.99 Super Chat. Please, can we get Campbell from Alabama? A Lone Wolf 21. Huge shout out to a Lone Wolf 21 for dropping me that $1.99 Super Chat. I appreciate you. We'll see. He's one pick away. On the clock is the Ravens, but we'll see if the Lions stick with the pick or they trade the pick. But the Ravens are on the clock as we speak at this moment, and the Detroit Lions are about to pick.
Moments ago, Jackson Dart.
All right, they're still just talking about it. Here we go, folks. No, we're not going to get Trey Anderson. Saints could trade up. Yes, Saints could. Bryce S. Saints in the Cleveland Browns. They could trade up. for a quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. We like Bama and need D-line. Lions have been drafting Alabama players for the last couple of drafts. Yes, we have.
2020.
All right, they're going to a commercial right there, so you're not missing out on anything. Who's watching in 2025? Yeah, it's today. Raiders could too. They could. Let's see. Falcons get Pierce Jr. because the class was quality. I don't know where the Lions go here, man. I have no idea. They can go in so many different routes. It's unbelievable. Trading back seems like the most, unless Dan Campbell could be there, right? That would be a nice selection. He's a talented player. I'd like to see how they would put him on defense. You'd be all over the place on this defense. Ravens love DBs. Damn, they're going to defense for sure. It fell so well for us. I don't know, man. We'll see. Let's see. Johnson, no chance for us. Let's see. Trust in the villain. At least we signed J. Curb. Yep. Campbell squared. Please, Lions, get the guy that I want. Wanted Pierce. Falcons choose Pierce Jr. You look nervous. A little bit nervous. Don't know what they're going to do. Picks in for the Ravens, so that means if it is in for, yep, it is in for the Ravens. The Lions are on the clock. The Detroit Lions are on the clock. What will they do? Lions are on the clock. What do they do? Do they pick or trade? And if you say pick, what is the selection you think they're going to go with here? I have no flippin' idea. I'm thinking trade back. That's all I'm thinking because I have no idea what they're going to do. But this dang thing's about to get crazy. Lions are on the clock. We have waited all since the Lions lost for this moment about to come up. About to fullback. Don't do that to us. Come on. The Lions are officially on the clock. Da-na-na, da-na-na. The Detroit Lions, the great Detroit Lions are on the clock. What will they do? They say trade back. Trade for Trey Anderson, trade back. Detroit Campbells. I say fall backwards. That's what I'm going with, trade back. And I couldn't tell you who they take. I don't know. I have no idea. I could have shaved both legs, and since 3 picks, I know, hey, I'm with you. I could have done the same thing, and I'm a guy. I feel good for Dan Campbell, trade back. Trade Sanders, trade Campbell. Campbell. Everyone wants Campbell. We could have 2 Campbells on that linebacker core. Falcons choose Pierce. Yep. Lions on the clock. Get off this commercial. Get to ESPN. No commercials during the Lions' time. No. Get off commercials. Off. No commercials. All right, looks like they're coming back.
Welcome back to Green Bay and our coverage of the 2025
Lions are on the clock.
Draft,
Pick is in for the Ravens.
Courtyard by Marriott, a member of Marriott Bonvoy.
Will the Ravens bone the Lions here?
You see the Packer fans are celebrating. They're having fun tonight as their team did something very uncharacteristic, taking a wide receiver in the first round. It's been an action-packed last half hour or so here. Had a couple of trades. Giants traded up and took a quarterback in Jackson Dart. Falcons traded up and took a pass rusher in James Pierce. Mel Kiper's Baltimore Ravens.
Something for defense.
On the clock here.
Trade. We don't know.
Is in very quickly before the commissioner makes it. Mel, what are their needs?
Safety, and they got both safeties sitting there for Malachi
Again,
Starks from Georgia,
in the comments, what do you want the Lions to do?
Yeah, Starks
Just
didn't
throw
have
it in
a
the
great
comments
year,
right
but
now.
He was a heck of a football
Here goes
player
for the
throughout his
selection
career.
of the Baltimore
I really like the football
Ravens.
IQ and the
Here they take.
Commissioner with the pick.
With the 27th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Malachi Starks.
Okay.
Defensive back
They're going Malachi Starks for DB.
Terrific safety,
they got a great safety. They have the best price safety trio now in the NFL. Okay, Jihad Campbell's on the clock. Lions are on the clock. They could go many different ways here. They could trade back.
They moved him around a lot, Greeny.
Let's go, baby! Put one pride in the comments. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Next Detroit Lion could potentially be here. Lions are on the clock.
And being able to tackle at all areas of the field.
This is the player that could help the Lions potentially get to a Super Bowl, folks.
The interception and the range he showed against Clemson was phenomenal.
Let's get excited for this.
5 career interceptions. He is just everybody. He's a good football player. He'll play that center field role.
Okay, I can't do the Can't get me copywritten. All right, let's see. One pride, baby. Let's go. One pride. One pride. Let's get the pride going. Lions are on the clock. Let's go, man. We've been waiting for this moment since the Lions lost. We're trying to get that win. Lions still on the clock. There's been no trade yet. 5 minutes. Lions still on the clock. 5 minutes to go. Okay? Now we're under 5 minutes for the Detroit Lions. Are they working? Are they working a trade right now to trade back? Are they going to take Jihad Campbell? They're going to go. The pick is in. The Lions have picked. We're taking our selection. We didn't trade, folks. The Lions are picking. Don't spoil the pick. Don't spoil the pick. The Lions have not traded. They are staying with the selection. They like somebody because that was quick. Maybe it is Jihad Campbell. That'd be a good pick. I'll tell you, that would have got my second mock draft. I had Jihad Campbell. I'll take a little bit there. I had Jihad Campbell my second mock draft. I did 4 mock drafts, so that's like 1/4 right if it happens. Let's see. I don't know. They didn't trade back, though. The pick is in for our beloved Detroit Lions, the next player to take the Lions to the Super Bowl. Hopefully, right? That's what we want. Let's go. We want to see the Detroit Lions.
Wuzier, so they've done some things cornerback-wise, a little under the radar. The development of TJ Tampa, who I think is going to be a nice.
Okay, let's hear about the Detroit Lions pick. Don't you say it. Don't spoil it in the comments. I'm not even going to look.
DeCosta, outstanding general.
Do not spoil the picks.
See the intensity
I want to be surprised.
As he made his way from the green room out onto the stage. And actually,
come on, show us the Detroit Lions. Put the Lions on the clock. The great Detroit Lions. Put the great Detroit Lions on the clock. The Dan Campbell knee-biting Detroit Lions. Who is the next Detroit Lion? Who is going to be showing us greatness and help us win? Talk about Detroit. The team, America's team. The Lions are America's team. Don't be a commercial. It's not a commercial. Don't do a commercial. Don't do it. We want to talk Detroit Lions. Mike Green would be a crazy pick. But let's see. Okay.
Frustrated by his behavior in every
let's go Detroit. Let's go.
Young man, as the crowd
let's go Lions fans.
To boo the Lions.
Don't you boo us.
A while since we've seen the
great Detroit Lions are on the clock. Don't you boo our team.
Loudly. They booed the Vikings loudly, and now they will boo the Lions loudly.
The great,
as well. The Lions,
the NFC North winning
last year.
Detroit Lions.
The best in the NFC, just decimated by injury on the defensive side to the point.
Jared Goff.
Chance by the time they got to the
Jared
postseason.
Goff. Jared Goff.
Football, particularly edge rusher, Aiden Hutchinson.
Let's go Detroit.
They struggle to find.
Let's go Detroit.
Particularly coming from the edge. There are some guys that are still left
Let's
on the
go,
board.
baby.
BC, Donovan Ezaraku, Mike Green is on the board. They need to solidify the depth from a pass rush standpoint. This is a playoff team that wants to compete for a Super Bowl. You have to fill in the holes, the gaps that you have. You talk about them being decimated on defense. They have to accumulate the depth, especially at the edge position.
Yeah, they got to get somebody who can come off the edge. I mean,
Let's go.
they need to start establishing some depth by getting some more players. I mean, Aiden needs some help.
Yeah.
Right? He needs a guy. He needs some juice off the edge. I mean, Donovan Ezerako's still there. Mike Green from Marshall is still there. You would expect it to be a defensive pick simply because of the fact that they had so many injuries.
Yeah.
And it really just derailed everything they were trying to get done last year.
Come on.
We'll see what happens here.
They were one of 2 teams that
There
didn't
they showed
have
the Lions
multiple
room.
players with 5 sacks.
Not celebrations yet.
Last season, Aiden Hutchinson led the team in sacks.
No crazy
and he only
celebrations
played in
yet.
5 games last year. So, Mel, what direction do we look at as the commissioner makes his way to the stage?
I'm going to echo what Lou was saying. I think Carson Schwessinger's another name that we're going to be hearing at some point in time. You talk about they have Jack Campbell, but Carson Schwessinger from UCLA, all this kid does is make impactful plays, and he is a tackling machine.
Here's the commish with the
Here goes
selection.
for the Detroit Lions.
With the 28th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State.
Okay, I'm not fine with going defensive tackle, Tyleik
So
Williams.
Edge, a dominant run defender at 334
I'm
pounds.
fine with
Also
that.
Compressed the pocket for the national champs at 11.5 sacks
I'll take
in
that.
his college career.
Here's the first thing you notice, Greeny. He's built like a nose tackle at 6'2", 334
I'm fine with
pounds,
that.
but he has athleticism like a 3 technique.
That's a
opportunity
fine
to train him
pick.
and take him on the field in Tampa.
Defensive
He's got
line,
elite
baby.
movement for a guy that's 330 pounds. The ability to change direction. You talk about him playing the run.
We got the defensive line where I wanted them to go. Fine with that on that defensive line.
He's got the versatility to play the 3 technique position. He can play the 1 or the 3. I think if he slims down a little bit, he could be the quintessential 3 technique.
No doubt. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my notes. He primarily aligned as the 3 tech, and I said the second thing I put was excellent flex, body control, and balance and center of gravity.
I think I had Tyleik Williams in my
for someone with that body type. So
not
thick
mock draft
and
yesterday,
so
but
sturdy.
a couple days
Able to
ago
hold
is my
double
second
teams,
round
doesn't
pick.
get turned, doesn't get his shoulders turned.
I'm pretty sure I have
they're
him my
probably
second
figuring
round
this.
pick.
We don't like somebody on the outside on the edge. What's the quickest way to get to the quarterback? We're just going to collapse that.
All
pocket
right,
inside
baby.
out.
There are 4 picks
Defensive
remaining
line.
in tonight's first round. As of now, they belong to Washington, then Buffalo, then
All right, Detroit Lions go defensive line. I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I said, offense or defensive line, you're getting your nose right there. He's gonna clog up the middle. I have no problem with that. You can get pass rushers too in the second round, but he is gonna cause havoc, folks. He's going to cause havoc, and I am super excited about that. I'm going to make my I'm going to make my video right now for this. So I'm going to end the stream because I got to talk about the selection, but I approve the pick. I am perfectly fine with the Lions going, DT here, going Williams here out of Ohio. So I'm perfectly, I had him a second round, I think 2 drafts ago. I mean, literally, what's the big deal here? And that was a trade back scenario, so it was an early second round pick. I'm totally fine with the selection. Totally fine. I'm going to make my video, talk about it here. With that said, folks, adios.